Hello, everyone. Hello. Hello, I'm Trooper SJP, and this is the Academic Foxhole. And actually, I started streaming 8 minutes ago. It just somehow didn't actually go live to the internet, which I think is kind of weird. But, here I am now, starting again for the take two. Take two, everyone. How are you all doing? I hope you are doing well. Happy Thursday. I hope everything is exciting for you wherever you're at, whatever you're doing. Today is the Mac Gaming Thursday, where I play a Mac game. I'm currently playing The Long Dark. We're on episode 2. We are in a dam, and there is a creepy bear outside. Hey, PH. Hey, Rissa. I started like 10 minutes ago the stream, and I was like, that's weird. It doesn't look like it's going. I'm not seeing anyone talking. That's strange. And it turns out that even though it looked like I was live, I don't think I actually was. So that's pretty weird. I don't know what that's about. But anyway, I'm here now. So I have things I want to tell you. I have a lot of things I want to tell you actually. But the first thing I want to tell you is yeah, I was bears aren't creepy just because the bear thinks you're a tasty treat, maybe. And I was giving a private stream just for me. But I want to tell you why I was a little bit late today, which is like funny but not funny. You're like when I tell you I think it's funny, you're gonna think like that. So this is what happened. Um, Tonight, I will not be hosting Critical Role because I am speaking at a panel for a film festival, and that's at 11 p.m. It's the transitions.
Name game.
Ooh, the name game. Come on, everybody. I say now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name. I treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F or an M will appear. And then I say Bo at a B, then I say the name, then banana, fanner, and foe. Then I say the name again with an F, very plain, then a fee, fi, and a mo. And then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can't rhyme. Ger, Bobert, banana, fana, faux fair, fee, fi, momere. Ger, the name game. I'm glad I can clap with my right hand. So, Cher's like, tell me about the reigns of your homeworld, Muad'Dib. I mean, come on. Mackenzie's eating moldy dog food and is a lot smarter than a bear. Well, maybe. So when is your talk? I can nag you. So my talk's at 11 p.m. So like I've got all sorts of time between the talk and like because we're gonna end the stream at like 9:30ish probably, and then I'll have like an hour and a half before the actual talk happens, and I think I'll be fine. So here's what happened though. So I thought to myself, I'm gonna go give this talk. Are you giving the talk in this panel? Oh my, no. Just hey, Gondlar. It's because I'm in this documentary, and they wanted to have people in the documentary come to talk at the film festival. It's the opening night of the film festival, and it is also it's like the opening film. So this documentary that I'm in was chosen. Let me see. Hold on. Was chosen to be the opening film. So that's pretty cool. And the thing is, I was told that this film festival is sort of like open so that anybody can see this panel. But they're like, yeah, you can find the panel on random. I was like, I don't know what this is. Like, I don't know what's going on. Hold on. Maybe I can tell you something. Let's see. So it is translations from May 6th to the 9th, and it's virtual edition. All the films are blah blah blah. Programming leads blah 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 blah. Live events blah 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 blah. Events. Watch. It's look. I'm gonna tell you where to find it. I'm gonna put it in chat. But I don't know. Look, I don't know how it goes. I don't know what any of this is about. Live events. Let's see. Thank you to the sponsors. Blah blah blah. That's not giving me information. Events calendar. Look, I'm going to tell you if there's a thing. Okay, so here it is. Yes. So, right. 11 p.m. tonight is my panel, and apparently you can watch it through a thing. I don't even know. I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you. Uh, Look, it's here. I don't know. Anyway, the point is, we're gonna ignore that. What I want to tell you is, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go and be this panel tonight at 8 p.m., 11 p.m. I should go and shave, like, because I was getting kind of scruffy. So I thought, all right, I'm gonna go and shave my head, clean up, edge up my beard and all that. It'll be fine. But here's the thing that I've not told you all. So my wrist is kind of hurting. My I had a problem with my right wrist last year, and I went to physical therapy, did all the stuff. It's all good. And in the last like couple of days or so, my left wrist has been giving me a little bit of trouble in a way that I am not super excited about. But I was like, oh, that's irritating. So, give me a second, folks. I just almost spilled an entire glass of water um, all over everything. But luckily, I caught it with my right hand before it could spill everywhere. So that's really good. So we're just gonna, I have a paper towel right here. We're just gonna, mellowly at this moment, uh, just do a little bit of that. Anyway, so bad pizza has, I know, right? Uh, you're only supposed I know, I'm only supposed to spill the tea. So, just a little bit on my keyboard, but I think it'll be fine. Anyway, so my wrist started hurting the last couple of days a little bit, and I was like, oh, that's unfortunate. I should probably go and like start doing my exercises again. And oh, I should probably go and do that. But anyway, so today I'm like, ooh, it actually kind of hurts kind of bad today. It's not great. Uh, and here's the thing. It's interesting. Or it's funny. I think it's funny. You all might be disturbed. I think it's funny. You know what's really hard to do when you're having wrist problems wherein you don't have a lot of wrist flexibility? Shaving with a straight razor. Shaving with a straight razor is surprisingly difficult when you don't have a lot of wrist flexibility, as it turns out, as I discovered. Because if we, hello keyboard, you know what? I need another paper towel. I don't have any more hanging out here. Anyway, uh, so so here's my right hand, right? And so like you've got your right hand, right? And you can extend your fingers like that, right? And one of the exercises that they do, my physical therapist had me do, is like to do this, go up and down, right? Like 50 times, whoop, whoop, 50 times. And then like I would do this 50 times, and then I would do this 25 times, and then I would take this little football and I'd squeeze it and rotate it 20 times. I'd do that as well as like stretch. So here's my left hand right now. Uh, Extending my fingers of my own free will is actually quite difficult, kind of hurts. And if I want to try to get that, if I want to do this, this is what I got. This is my mobility right now. It's not great. It's not great. And I just need to go and maybe do some of these exercises to try to but my point is that it's not easy to sort of extend my wrist backwards. And when you're using a straight razor to shave, you need to have a lot of flexibility in your wrists to get the, to get the, there's a lot of flexibility in your wrists. And, uh, and I had to shave, and I was shaving. And I was like, oh, this is not easy. So it was very slow going to actually shave before stream today, and so I took a lot longer shaving than I thought I would do. Even though I'm only shaving up, edging like the neck and here and here and up here, and like just not like in the head. Anyway, it took a lot longer than I thought it would because my wrist is not great. And then I was like, oh, I should see if I could find my wrist brace, but I couldn't find it. Anyway, it was also for my right hand, so I don't think it would work. Anyway, look, here's the thing, y'all. I have to get another paper towel. Will you give me a second while I get a paper towel? I just have to get a paper towel because there's a little bit of, right here. But give me like a minute. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get paper towels, and then I'm gonna tell you this thing I was thinking about. I was thinking about something, and I want you to know it because it's about RPGs. It's about a thing I've been thinking about. Okay, so I'm back, but I can't hear you yet, so don't say anything to me. Although I actually can't hear you speak, I feel like feels weird. Uh, okay, so now I will note that I went and I got my COVID shot on Tuesday, uh, and I have not. It only started it was kind of giving me. It was like a little bit irritating before the COVID shot. It is, however, more irritating after the COVID shot. Side note. Um, let's hope. Let's hope that my keyboard will be fine. It will not be so sad from liquid, but I imagine it's going to dry out and we'll be fine. Just I got the what do you call it? I got the Johnson & Johnson one. Uh, the 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 one the one shot they had it they had it in my local because I have this pharmacy that I go to. It's like a half hour walk away. This pharmacy, like a half hour, 45 minutes of a walk. Like, it depends. It's like half hour there, maybe a little bit longer back if I'm carrying things. And they didn't have any injections for a really long time, and they got them in, and I was like, all right, well, they've got the Johnson & Johnson. I'll just go get that one. It's fine. It's there, and so I did that. I got that. So that well, hey, Courier 3. Well, the thing is, I did want to wait until I wanted to wait as long as possible because I know that many people on Twitter think that it is sort of um, unethical for people who are not in vulnerable populations to get their shots, and that it harms them, and that also, of course, because it's really bad in India right now. Getting your shot is oppressive in certain ways, and I didn't want to go and hurt anybody or make anybody, you know, uncomfortable or unhappy. Oh, pardon me. So I waited as long as I could, and then somebody told me that the whole process you've got to like start the whole process to get your shots about like 6 weeks or so before you want to do anything. And I was like, I'm going to be moving in 8 weeks, so I'd better get my shot now, or at least start the process. But I decided PH what do we learn? What do they say on Twitter though? They say on Twitter everybody's feelings are valid. And if everybody's feelings are valid, those people who feel like I'm oppressing them or being awful by getting my vaccination, well, their feelings are valid. So, um I decided that I just would not say that I got my vaccine on Twitter because I don't want to rub it in people's faces or oppress people or make them feel bad or anything like that. So I got it because I know I'm gonna be moving soon, but I did not and I will not say on Twitter because I just don't want to upset people. You know what I mean? I don't want to upset people. And I don't want people to be harmed or triggered or traumatized because I shared the fact that I got a vaccine. And people said that they might, so I don't want to upset people. I don't need to tell people on Twitter. You know what I mean? Oh no, but their facts may not be right, but that's not really. Um, there's really no part of the country where getting a shot is difficult. Look, I'm just telling you that people say that they get traumatized hearing about these things, and I don't want to traumatize people. People are not wrong that the discrepancy between the U.S. and global vaccine supply uh, uh, doesn't boil down to individual choice. Yeah, um, yes, but that doesn't boil down to individual choice. I know, but look, when I see people say they've got vaccines on Twitter, it traumatizes me. I'm just not gonna put it on Twitter. You know what I mean? Because I don't need to traumatize people. I don't need to do that. Anyway, so my wrist got worse after I got my shot. It's probably just a little bit of inflammation or whatever. So that's I don't know if you can see it. You can. It's like a little swollen right over there. Well, the US has that many doses because there's an export ban in place, which is why getting a shot elsewhere in the world is hard right now. Mhm. There are other countries where it is, but things actually look it might not be true soon, hopefully. Yeah. So, it's like just, I'm just saying it's kind of a complicated thing, and I don't want to go and, you know, I don't want to go and harm people. Uh, oh, well, that was one of the things I wanted to tell you is about my wrist. That was one of the things. But So, speaking of shots, I started injectable estrogen today. Ooh, here's the number. Hey, Anino Gaming, welcome in. Hey, I do Courier 3. I was supposed to take my testosterone shot a couple days ago, and I totally forgot, and I haven't done it today. Because here's the thing. I am super left-handed. Like, I'm really left-handed. Like, I'm not just a little left-handed, like, I'm a lot left-handed, as I learned, because I basically do everything with my left hand. Like, I drink with my left hand, and so I'm like, ooh, can I drink with my right hand? And I can, but I have to, like, inject myself. And I'm like, oh, can I do that with my right hand? We'll see. We'll see. Hey, Origami Shuriken, how are you? I read today that the population in South Africa will be fully vaccinated in 10 years. Ooh, oh, that's so awful. Yeah, so like I think about these things. I just think about these things. Well, that explains that Iris has gotten woman weak because of that's probably it. That's it. The lack of testosterone. Like, I just feel like 3 days late, it's not going to kill me. But I just have to, like, you know. Anyway. So, I wanted to talk about something RPG related. I suppose I could fire up the game while I do it, though. Right? I could do that. I could fire up the game. Maybe. I'm super right-handed. I feel your pain. My left hand types. It doesn't do it. Yeah, yeah. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't, where's my cursor? There it is. Uh, there we go. Yeah, my right hand doesn't do a lot, is what I'm trying to say. And that's, you know, just like 5 degrees of distressing. So, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fire up the Long Dark so I can tell you about RPGs, because I had this thing that I wanted to talk to you all about. Like, actually, I really had two things. I had one thing, and then there was a second thing, but I don't know if I'll tell you the second thing, but I'm definitely going to tell you the first thing. Absolutely, I'm going to tell you the first thing. Maybe I'll tell you the second thing. So the first thing is about, the problem is the second thing's related to the first thing, but I don't need to share the second thing. Rissa says, you should decide on a goal for 1,500 followers since you're at 1,469. Oh, I think it'll be a while before I hit to 1,500. I feel like it'll be ages. You know? I'm just like, it'll be a while, I think. I feel like I'm not going to hit 1,500 until like next year or something, right? Like, it's going to be so long is what I think. This is what I think. I just feel like I'm not going to hit 1,500 until... Hey, Chromatic Chameleon, how are you? So the hunting rifle I have will bring a deer down and maybe a wolf, which is a little disconcerting because I've got a bear that I need to deal with, and it worries me that they did not mention that this hunting rifle will take down a bear. That worries me. You know? That worries me. So look, I want to talk about RPGs. Not if you keep doing tours telling everyone rightfully how awesome Kolas is. Well, maybe. Bears might be bulletproof. All right, so look. They say we'll scare the bear. Well, that's good to know. I would like to scare the bear. Let me drink this soda while we're here. That seems like a good idea. Okay. Actually, Blah had to cancel my game, but I think I have the energy. Oh, I'm so sorry that you had to cancel your game. I hate when that happens. Oh, okay. So I want to talk to you about a thing, and maybe I'll tell you about the second thing, which is technically related, but, you know, I really don't have a lot of lantern light left. Oh, the thing is, this place is indoors, and I'm currently gaining heat as we speak, so I feel like I'm pretty good. I feel like I can wander around and it'll be fine, because, you know, like, I'm warming up as we go. Okay, so here's the thing I want to talk to you all about. And I feel like I can tie this into music as well. But and then there's the second thing, which is I'm not super excited about, but it is what it is. So there are a couple of posts going in on the Twitter where people were talking about, and I've seen this for a little bit. Like I've seen this sort of post a couple of times actually, and and I was like, interesting. This is not my style of gaming. Like I don't like it's cool, it's just not my style. But it made me think about different styles, right? So that red phone is for Commissioner Gordon. Let me read this. In the 1960s, a small hydroelectric dam was built on the Carter River. The project was engineered and financed by. Do I actually I didn't read this yet, but financed by industrial magnate Richard Carter, who intended to use power from the dam to sustain a small town he planned to build for the growing workforce across his mining empire. Unfortunately, a combination of setbacks due to seismic activity, which resulted in several deaths and forced the shutdown of one of his mines, and a drop in the price of coal and copper in the late 1960s, bankrupted Carter, who abandoned the nearly completed project. In the 1980s, there were multiple attempts to modernize Carter Dam and bring it back online, but by then changes to the local climate and the hydrodynamics of the Mystery Lake area, as well as the external public pressure in support of the newly minted Mystery Lake Provincial Park, resulted in Carter Dam being shut down for good in the late 1990s. Labor disputes and early eco-activism by a small group of environmentalists, billing themselves as forest talkers, resulted in the sudden closure of the dam, primarily for the employees' safety. A skeleton crew of maintenance workers were actually trapped in the dam for days until mediators could extract them. No violence was reported, but the event served to galvanize the forest talkers, who felt their success in keeping Carter Dam shut down validated their continued work to protect Great Bear's further development and exploitation. Not bad. I'm going to move my Twitch chat over here, I think. I think I want you over here. I think it'll be easier for me to read you if you're on this space. Uh, Shavai, there is a game, but really it's just an excuse for me to talk about this thing that I want to talk about. Apropos of nothing, says Rissa, I gave up and bought a Blue Yeti mic for jamming my Cthulhu game. Ooh, Blue Yeti mics are very nice. Also, I have run out of light. So that's awkward. I feel like also I do like a Blue Yeti. So here's what's going to happen right now, everybody. I'm going to just ponder my lack of fuel for this lantern, and I'm going to think about the ways in which I feel like yeah, the great thing about this game is that I can just talk aimlessly while I wander around. So here's what I think. I feel like I should
Best be prepared for anything.
I feel like I should be able to let's go into our let me go into the inventory. So I've got to see if I've got if there's a way for me to put if I can, like, is there a way for, like, do I have fuel for my, look at all this. What is all this? This is a jerry can, oil lamps. Look, I've got all this oil lamp fuel, right? So I feel like I should be able to, I don't know, use it, right? I mean, news alert, I just landed a pharmacist job. Hey, congratulations. That is amazing. I am so excited for you. Let's refuel this, shall we? Sweet. I wonder, no lamp oil available. That feels weird to me. So, do you remember when we were up here and we saw a bunch of maybe we don't have any more left. I don't people, look, I feel like where did it go? Did I lose it? Okay, look, this is what I want to tell you about. There's this thing that's been in my mind. quite a bit, actually, and I really want to talk about it. So, I must not have any lantern fuel left. It's a little worrisome. Little worrisome. But, okay, well, here we go. We don't have a lot of lantern fuel, but this is kind of dark in here, and I feel like we should probably have this as we go wandering about. So, let me tell you about this thing. So, I've seen a couple of tweets. These tweets have happened multiple times. I've seen tweets like this more than once, so it's not
Seems
any...
like the quakes did some damage here.
Save.
Must be what the old guy meant about unstable.
Maybe. Let me save. Save game. Okay. So let me tell you about these tweets that I've seen more than once, right? I've seen them more than once. And they made me think about things because they made me think about the ways in which...
This stuff will come in handy.
the ways in which this is not the kind of bandage, fishing tackle. What do we have here? Fishing stuff, which I probably don't need right now. Okay, I feel like I'm probably good. So let's back out of that. So anyway, there are these sort of tweets that made me just kind of like think about player styles and all. And the tweets were, let's just take this.
I could use this.
I know. So the tweets were, hey, and actually it's interesting because there are a number of, oh gosh. So actually I've seen tweets that are like this more than once, but what I would say is they are actually, there are two different types and they mean different things. So one is the kind of, the D&D centered kind of tweet, which is the, hey, I have an idea for a character. I want to play a warlock who is whose patron is actually their mother, who is also the goddess of the forest, and who it's a very D&D sort of thing where people have like a concept for a D&D character, and they say, I have a concept for a D&D character, and I want to play this character.
Looks like this thing isn't
Is there-
opening unless I can get the power working again.
Okay, cool.
But that's a problem for later. I have to get those radio parts.
Cool. Right, so it's like kind of like a this is a very kind of a specific thing where they have like a character build, right? Like basically what they're saying is I have a character build idea, and usually with the backstory it's usually a character build / backstory, and they want a game for it. And I see that in D&D a lot.
What have we here?
Mainly because, I would say, D&D as a game encourages players to make characters in absence of a game, right? Like, it's kind of like it's kind of the model, right? Like, you make a character, you go play, and you bring your character to...
It's starting to weigh me down.
Relax. You make a character, you bring your character to, like, the Adventures League or whatever, and you do your thing. And, right, so like, there's a model that I think is, oh, there's a dead body. That's awkward. Hello, dead body. Frozen corpse.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
Well, I'm just going to take all these. I'm a little worried that there's so many rifle cartridges. I feel like they're telling me that I need it for some reason, and that makes me a little uncomfortable. Water main shutoff valve, keep clear at all times. Well, let's see. I apparently cannot get in this way. That's fine. Anyway, so this is like a very sort of and D&D encourages this, right? Wherein there's a whole model where you make a character, you just bring the character to the table, or people make characters in advance of the game. You know, there's like, this is a kind of a traditional model for D&D. You make a character and then you go, right? And I've seen people say, like, I really want to play a tiefling wizard who plays the ukulele. Is there a game I can join, right? So that's a model. And not my style, right? Because I tend to, but here's the thing. This is really interesting. So if I said to you, that's not my style. I tend to X. What would the X be that I would say? This, by the way, is not what I want to talk about, but we're getting there. The X that I would say is, oh, I tend to, I don't want to close the fridge. I would say, oh, I tend to make my character not, like, I basically don't tend to make my character in absence of knowing what everybody else's characters are and what the game's about, what the game world is, right? So my X, I tend to X, is basically about, is different than the new thing I want to say, because I have a new thing I want to tell you, right? So I tend to, right, think, okay, what is the, like, I just don't tend to make
Hope I can still eat this.
characters in absence of the game world and who the other players are, right? And that's just about, like, you know, that's just like, oh, like, I want to know, like, what are the other characters? Can I make a character who knows them? Like, I don't even know if, like, I wouldn't say, for example, I want to make a character who's,
Wonder if this is any good to eat.
like, I have a character whose mother is the goddess of the forest and who does this and this, like, and because I actually don't know if there's a mother of the forest goddess in the campaign that the GM wants to run. Like, there's just stuff I don't know. So, like, I don't tend to do that kind of pre-planning, and I tend to try to sort of adjust my character based on who else is playing with me and you know, this kind of stuff, right? But there's a different set of, I have a character that I want to, that I've been seeing recently, I would say, oh, I don't do that, I do X and my X is different, and I wanted to bring it up with you. So, I've been seeing a couple of things, and we're talking about, oh, right, so I should say this. Some of the build...
Could end up being useful.
Cool. Some of the build comments that I'm seeing are what I would say basically sort of gamist comments. Some of them aren't, but some of them are. Some are like, ooh, I have this really interesting idea for a build, right? That might be a really interesting build. I think that if I did like a level 2 paladin, level 6 monk, then I could get this kind of... I could get, like, it's kind of like mechanical, like, oh, here's this idea, this mechanical idea, I want to do that. Office key. Great, let's read this text. Phil, Jackson's seen some wolves around the area, and last week Emily said she thought she saw a bear skulking around the camp. I'm not convinced it isn't those Briarhouse thugs trying to scare us off, but just in case, keep this flare gun handy. It's the closest thing we have to a firearm. John. I'll just take it, and I will take this emergency kit as well. And I'm going to just take
I can use this.
all of these things because I might need them. So, look, right? So this is very often like a character build. They're like, oh, I have a kind of like a mechanical build idea that seems kind of interesting. It's kind of like it can be kind of like the fun gamist part where you're like, ooh, I've got this idea for a build. I want to see if I can like make it work. Blah 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 blah. Right? Okay. So, but there's this other set of posts that I've been seeing recently, and I wanted to tell you what they were because they're interesting to me. So, Trash Can Litter, I'm so effed off at you. You told me the forest talkers were legit and that we'd be doing good work out here. All I've seen is a ragtag bunch of dummies who are disorganized and have no plan. It's way too cold to be out here this time of year, and the wildlife, I mean, you didn't tell me there would be actual wolves out here. This is crazy. You can hear them outside at night howling. It's making me crazy. What are we doing out here? People said Great Bear was hard hit by the quakes, but man, I had no idea it was so stuck in the Dark Ages. You owe me big time for bringing these supplies, and if the weather doesn't warm up soon, I'm out of here, and you will not be seeing me again anytime soon, says this person. Moopin Boops Trooper because they're excited about Saturday for reasons. Moopin? What part of Saturday are you excited about? Because there's some multiple Saturday excitements that you could be excited about, is all I'm saying. All right, so, yeah, there are these actual wolves rather than the animatronic wolves, and I'm like, what's that? Sometimes you start with the person that leads mechanics, sometimes you start with mechanic and build the character around that. Yeah, and it's all different things, right? And me personally, mechanic or not mechanic, I just kind of want to know what the world is, and I try to build for the world and for the group specifically. For me, I try to make a character that you could not make in any other campaign, right? Like I try to make a character that would not make sense in any other campaign and would only work is like specifically tailored to that individual campaign when it comes to like that sort of thing. So anyway, the other posts I've been seeing, which I think are really fascinating, are these. This is the one. I want to play a character who has a slow burning sexual tension with another PC, and it takes and they sort of like pine for each other the entire season of the show, and then at the very last episode, my character will then ask the other character to marry them, and the other character will say yes, and like this will be like exactly what we're gonna do, and like this is how the story's gonna play, and like who wants to play that with me, right? So it's hold on, and I've seen like basically a number of posts that are like that, where they're like, yeah, I want to play a character who starts off this way, and then these things happen to them, and then they end this way, right? And Chromatic says, I'm trying to learn how to make characters that use verbs. I want to fight for the gods against bad guys. And I see you, Mupin. And the thing is, let me read this. Carter Hydroelectric Dam Safety and Shutdown Notice. I'm sure this will come as no surprise to you, but ever since seismic activity on the island has become such an issue, it's been almost impossible to run Carter Dam profitably. Besides that, the recent eco-activism, or let's call it what it is, terrorism, has introduced new risks that have brought plant and worker safety into question. Therefore, I'm sad to report that after years of trying to modernize Carter Dam, and after the failed attempts of its original creator, the eponymous Richard Carter, it's finally time for me to also admit defeat, as he did those decades ago. No ambition of mine justifies putting your lives in danger. All workers will be transported out as soon as we can guarantee your safety. In the meantime, please keep an eye out for any suspicious activity in or around the dam. The so-called forest talkers are still active in the area. Thank you for your dedication to the cause. Yours truly, Robert Clark, CEO, Carter Hydro Energy. Mechanics sounds like the Warforged sorcerer that took Clockwork Soul, went from servant to a person to their own magic type, tried to use spells that seemed clockwork based. You know, and the thing is, like, really, I don't. So I was thinking about these people who are like, hey, I want to play a character who does XYZ, this is what happens to them, and this is how their story ends, right? And so what I'm seeing is there are people who have a character arc that they know they want their character to have, right? They want their character to have these experiences and have this character arc. And I was thinking about that, and I was like, oh, that's super narrativist. Like, that's a character-driven narrativist, where they have a beginning, middle, usually relationship. But for me, what's relevant here is that it's not just they want a relationship, they want a particular style of relationship that ends a particular way. Like they have a character arc with a beginning, middle, and end that they want to have happen in the game. And they want somebody else to also do that with them if it was with another PC. So, hello? No? Right? And I was like, oh, this is character-driven narrativism, right? Right? In the sense that this is a person who has a character arc they want for their character. They know what that arc is, and they want it to happen, right? And so, and I was like, that's cool, right? Like, again, I'm not mad about it, right? Like, it's a style, right? It's a particular gaming style. Okay. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yes. No. Okay. I have an office key, at the moment. And the question is, what does this office key open? Is what I'm going to have to figure out. What does this office key open? Let's go over here and see what we can find. I hope it opens an office and not Doom. Right? So, like, and for me, this is like a really great example of a character-driven narrativism, right? Where, because what really in some ways makes narrativism, I think narrativism, it's that you have an arc that you want to fulfill, right? There's an arc that you and either you sort of build it as, but like either you already know what the arc is, or you want to, you sort of build it as you go in a way where you
What have we here?
I'm supposed to find radio parts where you sort of like you want a traditional really good 5 arc or 3 arc act narrative. This is what you want. Like, that's good. And for me, I was like, right, okay, that's very clearly what that is. A person's like, this is the story I want to tell with my character, and I want it to happen, and I want someone who's going to give me this story. And I was like, that's cool. But here's the thing. I am not a narrativist. And
Is it food or?
seeing these posts just remind me how much of a narrativist I am not. And I'm not a character-driven narrativist, I'm a character-driven simulationist. Crumpled note. The penmanship on this note suggests the author was in a hurry. I left it in the cave, head back out from the dam, follow the river, look for a cave near a clearing with a hunter's blind. Okay, I'm gonna take this because it might tell me something important. Ooh, all right. Gonna find a cache. I'm gonna run out of fuel real soon, by the way, and that makes me a little sad. So for me, right, I the idea of having a pre-planned arc that I want to fulfill is very much not my home goal, right? That's not my preferred style. It's because, right,
This will come in handy.
I'm a simulationist, not a narrativist. So what does that mean, right? It's a character-driven simulationist. So what it means is that I want to discover where my character will go. Like, I do not have an end for the character, and I certainly wouldn't plan for an end. I wouldn't say, oh, I want a character who has a slow burn relationship with somebody. They start off rivals, and then halfway through, they sort of fall in love, and then at the end, this happens. Like, that is, hey, theater nerd.
Come on to my house.
Ooh, come on to my house, come on. Come on to my house, come on. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you candy. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you everything. Thank you for hosting. Thank you. I appreciate it very much. I'm also, it's dark in here. Right? So for me, right, that kind of like, and again, right, this is, we often think of, if you think about the 3, oh no, but the thing is, it makes sense. Like, planning how it all turns out, it makes sense, right? That's, so.
Aid station. That sounds like what the trapper needs.
Perfect.
Name game.
Ooh, the name game. Come on, everybody. I say now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name, I treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F, or an M will appear. And then I say bo at a B, then I say the name, then banana, fan, or info. Then I say the name again with an F, very plain, then a fee, fi, and a mo. Then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can rhyme. Reign of terror, reign of terror, reign of terror, bobina terror, banana, fan, fofana terror, fee, fi, momena terror. Reign of terror. Thank you so much for that resub. 13 months. That is awesome. Love it. Thank you so much. So here's the thing, right? I want to talk about stances. So now, will you tell B Boodle Floof hello from me? Will you tell B Boodle Floof hello from me? Because B Boodle Floof is awesome.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
Oh, sweet. I wish I could have. I need a knife, everyone. I need a knife. I need you to know that. All right. Yeah, Control Freak. Listen to PH. How are you two doing over there in the UK? How's it going? So, I'm gonna just load myself up on all the things, and because you know it's dark, and I can't see as well, and I would like a. You know what I'd like? I would like you know, more fuel. I'm gonna just eat something. I'm gonna eat a energy bar. So, she's indeed. It's her birthday. It's her birthday! Also, unplug my headphones so she can hear too as far as how it's going. Well, we'll find out 12 or so hours after I've... Wait! You read... Control freak! Control freak? I feel like you just buried the lead there. I feel like you just told us that you're running for election and we didn't know. I would have voted for you, except it probably wouldn't have been illegal, so then I wouldn't be able to because that wouldn't work. But I totally would have voted for you had I been in the same place as you and were it legal for me to vote. If all those things were true, then I would have done so, and then that would have been awesome. So I hope you get elected to local government. That sounds super exciting, and I am, you know, I'm like crossing my fingers for you. That's very exciting. Yeah, but see, okay, Krellin, but here's the thing. We start with the election so that I can end on singing Be Boodlefloof Happy Birthday, right? Because then we don't talk about the election after the birthday. I just get to sing the happy birthday song and feel excited about it. Like, that's what I'm thinking. So, do you think this door works? No? So, hey, Be Boodlefloof. Hey, Be Boodlefloof, I have to tell you something. To tell you something that's really important. Do you have a song for potential election of viewers? I wish I did. I need to, ooh. Maybe. What if I...
Something we can use to fix the shortwave.
I know that. I understand.
Could end up being useful.
Sure. You know, it's entirely possible we'll find something to fix that shortwave radio. Like, maybe these things right here. Whatever these are. Which, you know, questions. I hear a lot of talking and not much singing. This is fair. This is fair. That's because I'm a little confused, because I think it's... Like, these things look like things I should be able to pick up and hoard, but I'm not getting a pickup notice, so it's a little confusing to me. But, Be Boodle, as I ponder this, I have to tell you... Ooh, I'm super over encumbered. That's awesome. Just gonna note that. But, happy birthday to you. Hey, happy birthday to you. Yeah. Happy birthday, dear Be Boodlefloof. Don't go changing, I mean that. I'm here all week. Try the veal. Happy birthday to you and many more. Happy birthday, Be Boodle. Happy birthday. So, you know, what I wanted to tell you was about stance. Also, do I actually have any kind of... Do I have, like... I could maybe light a flare? Oh, good. I am so glad she's a grin on her face. That makes me happy. Let's maybe light this flare, because maybe I need... Yeah, look at that. I clearly could not pick up the radio parts unless I had light, which... Rude, but whatever. Whatever. Can I get...
Excellent.
So, look. I'm going to take these wood matches. I'm not going to take the scrap metal. But... I just... Y'all, I need more light. I need light. That's how I feel. Alright, so... That kind of... So, what they're describing is super narrativist, but if you think about, you know, GNS theory and all that, the Forge people didn't think of gamism, simulationism, narrativism as necessarily being about players necessarily. They thought about players. They thought about stance, right? They said there's player stances. There's actor stance, director stance, and author stance. Now, personally, I feel like director stance and author stance should be flipped in terms of definition. Like, I actually think that you should just change the names, but whatever. Anyway, so what they call author stance is... I'm getting a lot of stuff. That's kind of fun. What they call author stance is when, as a player, you move your character around for your own personal ends. And they would say, like the more extreme version of that is what they would call pawn stance, right? So if you're in author stance, which I actually think should be called director stance, that's what I think. Nobody asked me, but that's my opinion. I think it should be director and pawn, but whatever. So, like, a classic dungeon crawl where you don't really think about your character's personalities, wants, or needs, but, like, they are like a pawn for you to move. They are like an avatar of your skills and thoughts, right? Like, and in author stance, which personally I would call director stance. Personally, I do not have tumblers for this. Personally, look, aid station medical locker key. We're gonna need that. But metagaming doesn't really make a lot of sense as a charge if you are in... What is this? Okay. If you're in what they call author mode, that I would call director mode, if you're in that mode, like, metagaming is not really a problem because you're sort of expected to use your own skills and thoughts and ideas to solve the puzzles. Do you know what I mean? Like, you solve the puzzles as a, you wouldn't say, like, oh, my character wouldn't think about the, what do you call it? Gravity thing. Like, you just solve the puzzle because your character, like, the PC is like an avatar for you in certain ways. Carter Hydro Dam maintenance ticket. The elevator's acting up again. We checked the mechanicals and they seem fine. Must be something glitchy in the electrical system. Keep an eye on it. It's really the only way to the turbine room. I need that. The elevator gets stuck. It'll be a long walk before you can get back into the control room. Yeah. Yes. Javai says, if the entire game is metagaming as a complaint is weird. Yeah, right? In my, yes, right? So basically, yes. So that's the what they call author stance, but I would call it director stance. So then,
I think I can use this.
Right, but like, when you're looking at your character, like, what are you doing? You're trying to sort of, you're trying to figure out, you're using your insights and skills and thoughts to try to solve puzzles and all of that, right? So and the character is the way in which is your means to do that. And I think you can think about something classic. Hey, Bo, you can think about something classic like, your character dies in that D&D game, and then you just erase the character's name, and then put a new character on it, put a new name on the character, and then go and continue on right from there. You're not, you know what I mean? And then actor stance is when you tend to want to stay in character immersion, and you make choices based on... So, like, I'm going to just change the names, right? So, in director stance, I wonder what I can do with that. I wonder if I can do anything with that. So, in what they would call author stance, what is this? Emergency stim, that's cool. Bunch of clothes I should probably check out. Food. Okay, so I have this flare. I wonder if I can do anything with it. Ruined. So let's just drop it. Krellin says, I literally had a player do that in a Shadowrun game in high school. Yeah, right? And that makes a lot of sense when your characters are means for you to... manifest your skill, right? So if you're playing in a... It's dark. I don't like that. Oh, you know what? I have an idea. First off, I'm going to drink some water. So, I had this... Right, so... And now let me eat some beef jerky. Okay, so and of course, look, part of the fun of that sort of author stance, what I want to call director stance, is that if you win, like, you personally have beat the challenges, right? It's like, it's about how exciting it is for you personally to beat challenges, and you know, like, it's got its goodness. It's fun, having a good time, and that's your author stance. If you are in, hello, I'm gonna take this.
Industrial strength antibiotics and very strong painkillers.
Great.
Dangerous. You can get hooked on this stuff.
You can, but
Let's hope we don't need it.
but it's not like you got a lot of it. Okay, so we're gonna have to, there's clearly more mystery in this dam to think about, which I'm kind of excited about, but I don't know if, I don't know if I will be able to... Can I go and come back? Questions. All right, so back to my story. So that stance, right? Author stance is cool. Good times. There are a lot of times when, like, especially like puzzles, that often sort of wants you to be in, can I just call it what I want to call it? Director stance. Like, a lot of times that's a thing. They want you to be in director stance for that sort of thing, or it works better. And then, but so, like, yeah, in what I'm going to call director stance, you are making choices based on your priorities as a player, like what's best for you as a player. Then you have actor stance, which tends to be about wanting to be in character, acting off of basically only knowledge that your character would know. You don't tend to want to act off of knowledge your character wouldn't know, and you tend to want to make decisions based on what your character would do, right? You like immersion. And then you have what they call director stance, but what I want to call author stance, which is you make choices based on the story you want to tell, the narrative you want to have, right? So if there's a story you want, that's what you're making your choices based off of. That's your priority in that moment, is the story you want to tell. So when somebody says, I want to play a character who has like a romance with a fellow PC, but it's slow burn and they don't tell each other their feelings until like the very last episode, when the character then asks the other character to marry them and they say yes. That is what I'm going to call author stance, right? That is a person who has a story they want to tell with a beginning, middle, and end, and they want to tell that story. And that's super narrativist, and it's very much author stance, where it's enjoyable for the player to be like an author, you know what I mean? And like sort of like author it. Because I think I sort of do a bit of both, right? And people do all sorts of different things, right? I will do, what I do depends on the game I'm playing. Some games require you to be an author stance. Sometimes I have players that require me to be in author stance, or else the game is not going to work out. Sort of depends on, is there a place for me to sleep? Is there a place for me to sleep? I'm going to stand right here. I'm going to save the game. And I'm going to do, some, what do you call it? Repair and crafting. That's what I'm going to do. Right. So it kind of, it sort of depends a little bit. Like I have a preferred style, but what I do will actually depend a lot on who I'm playing with, and what is needed of me, because, you know, can't always get what you want. I think most of these archetypes are extreme, with a lot of people being somewhere in between rather than pure archetypes. Not that players fitting the archetypes aren't out there, it's just that it isn't set in stone. And for me, it also really depends on, like, there's a lot of, and like the thing is, sometimes the game itself, right? Sometimes the game itself actually requires you to do more of one than the other, because that's the game. Like my Buffy RPG game, when I made my werewolf occult hacktivist, I had sort of an arc in mind with what kind of growth I wanted to go through with my character, but in character I made sure that my decisions were true to the character. But see, though, I think that when you think about like where do you fall more on this versus that, one of the questions to ask yourself is, when there is a conflict between those two things, which do you choose? Right? That becomes the question, I would say. When there's a conflict between those two things, which one do you choose? Is how I like to think about it. Like for me, I like to think about these things, generally speaking, like, because you can always say, well, everybody's a bit of everything, and that's certainly true. But then the question becomes, okay, well, if you have to choose between A and B, if those two things are in conflict, what do you choose, right? And so for me, that's where I sort of think about. Right? Because you can say, well, like, all those things are fine, but when they come into conflict, which one do you choose first, right? So I think the specific example leads us to the cat conclusion. It feels a bit like wish fulfillment. It may not be, though. It could also be though, they want that outcome for dramatic effect. Well, but that's the whole point, right? That it could be for dramatic effect. To end the story with a satisfactory, interesting beat, they'll be interesting for the participant. Right. See, down to it, that's the whole point. That's the whole goal of narrativism. Right? Narrativism is not bad or good, it's just a style. But the whole point of the style of narrativism is that narrativists tend to find those things more satisfying. They want a satisfying ending, right? They want... sometimes what you do first depends on the day. It does, right? And also depends on the game system, the players, right? But like the question is like, what do you like? So I mean, I tend to play very differently with different players. I tend to try to go into games with a plan in mind, but they tend to be character goals rather than player goals. Me as a player wants to find out what happens more than the preset goal. So Javai, that's me, but I'm an actor. I'm actor stance rather than director stance. Bo says, with this character, I choose what would be true to my character and how I would think with the arc as sort of a guiding force. But if they came into conflict, I say true to the character. Right. So me, as an actor stance person, I have things that would be cool, but I don't know what's going to happen to my character, and I am interested in finding out what will happen to my character, but I don't have a. Let's repair this. But the thing is, for narrativists, the simulationist mode is often very unsatisfying. It's not dramatic. It's often not fun for them. They do not enjoy it, right? Because it leads to what they would say are unsatisfactory endings, right? Like it's not fun for them. Like part of the fun of RP focused TTRPGs is the cooperative storytelling. The thing is, though, what counts as storytelling, right? There's a different way of doing storytelling. Right, in some modes, what counts as storytelling is writing the story in author stance together, right? Like they think there's different ways of doing storytelling, right? Yeah, that's what drives me too. I love when characters let situations surprise me, but some people don't, right? And clearly there's a whole. This brings me to that second thing that I didn't know if I'd get into or not. Let me harvest this. Right, so that if you are a narrativist, you actually do want dramatic beats. You want it to end in a kind of a, like, you do like a kind of a traditional narrative with traditional narrative beats, with dramatic beats, and not getting those things can be unsatisfying and not fun. And fun for you is like, when somebody says, this is what I want to happen, that's what's fun for them, right? They want that arc. They want that arc to happen that way. And if they don't get it, it is often unsatisfying and unfun, right? Like it's actually not fun for them. And then they don't have a good time because they get an ending that's not satisfying and it's not fun and they don't enjoy it. And And there is no judgment on that at all. If that's like how you feel, that is how you feel. I'm not mad at it. But it's just a different, style, right, of play. And let me repair. And when somebody's, and I think the GM ideal player would be 30% director, so they know when to move the story when it bogs down. 40% narrative and actors, so their characters are moving things along. And like what happened? What happened there? Actions, repair. I can't repair while in the dark. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. I see how it is. I see how you are. Well, what is even that? I feel like that's unfair. I feel like that's pretty unfair. I'm not excited about that. That should have been 20 and 30 for the math. I might want to... Oh, it is super dark in here. So one of the problems I'm having is that it's super dark. But that I actually kind of feel like... what I have not seen so far in here is a place to sleep. But I think there was a place to sleep outside. I think there was a place to sleep outside. Let me... I don't have many flares. It makes me very nervous. It's really dark. Oh, I do have a bedroll. That's true. Oh, I don't know if I brought it with me, actually. I do have a bedroll. I did not bring it with me because people kept telling me that I should maybe not bring so much with me, so I didn't bring the bedroll. My mistake. This is what happens when you don't bring everything with you all the time. Then you need a thing and you don't have it. And then life is so sad. That's all right, though. We're going to go outside. I believe there was like barracks, right? In one of my D&D games, there was a situation where I made a poor tactical decision and got my party captured. My PC got away and was able to recruit NPCs to stage a rescue effort. In the process, my character got taken down but could have been healed, but I decided to narratively kill the character because my PC's personality was causing friction. Right, see, right? And there are people who will, right, they'll do that. So I took it as an out and roll a new PC was fit with the group far better. But also things like...
I'd better check in on that old trapper.
Right, yeah, I get it. I'm looking right now for a place to sleep where the bear is not. I might need to come back. Yeah, I know I'm super slow. I know it. But I feel like I can lighten my load if I can repair things and break down things and maybe also build like a torch. So like a couple things I want to do, but I think I probably need to do them during the day and not at night. So, you know, I'm gonna work it out. Yeah, we're gonna see if we can, if they're actually, and I also don't want to move at night. So we're gonna just see if we can find, you know, an appropriate place. I'm a little bit worried. I just want to... Anyway, so, right, this idea that that you sort of write the story for your character sort of outside of your character is very narrativist, and it's very much director mode, and that is cool if you like it. It's not... It doesn't tend to be how I do things. It's not my... But again, like I will note that it can, like, if you are a narrativist, it can be super unsatisfying. And like, I am fully aware of the fact that many people hate that style, do not enjoy it, and do not find it fun. and find it completely unsatisfying, right? Like, they want to tell a story where their character has this epic love, and at the very end, their character asks the person to marry them, and the person says yes, and that is like the exciting story they want to tell. Like, that's the story they want to tell. And I think that, like, and they want that story, and they want other players to also be in director mode, what I'm going to call author mode, to also tell that story. They're like, who wants to write this story with me? Let's write this story together collaboratively, right? And that's what they want. They want people to, like, write that story. That's the story they want, and I think that's cool. It's not my... For me, a large part of the fun of theater is embodying a character and taking that journey with them. Sure, but for some people, that's not... They don't want to embody the character. They want to tell a story. Do you know what I mean? Like, they want a satisfying story that has a really good, satisfying beginning, middle, and end. I don't think I can extinguish this flare, everybody. Awkward? Well... I don't think I can extinguish this flare. So, well, there you go. I'm going to put that there. And I'm going to go to bed. And I'm going to sleep for 9 hours. Yeah. Right, so, like, I mean, that's just one of the things, right? That, but if the others at the table are more director, author focused, I could probably roll with that and have fun, find a good rapport with the group. Yeah. Okay. Let's find out. It's almost dawn, so that's pretty good. Okay. Oof. And let me eat a little bit of food. Let's see what we have that might be... Let's eat some banged up pork and beans. 9 hours. Oh, hey, I can sleep for 9 hours. Now, sometimes that's because I sleep for 3 hours, and then, you know, I need more food. Also, let's sleep for like maybe 1 more hour. See how that goes. See if that brings us to a more daylight. Here we go. Here we go. This is our life right now. Okay. Okay. We're here. Right now, we're going to continue with our goal of repairing clothing to sort of try to lighten up our load. And I remember the post-regiment wind-down sessions. So, like, and I just think it's one of those things where there's nothing wrong with either of these styles, you know. I'm like, it's very, it's legit. People do their thing. But I think there's like, and it's a very particular style, and I've played in that style actually, right? Because sometimes that's what's expected of you. One of something weird. We don't really know too much about how sleep works and what it actually does. Oh. Do you know what? I'm just repairing all the things, by the way, is what we're doing. Right, and so anyway, right, these are just different ways of telling stories, and I don't think one is bad and the other's, you know. But, and here's the thing I want to tell you. Here's the thing I want to tell you. There was a post, and it did a thing I didn't like. It did a thing I didn't like, and I didn't like it, and this happens a lot, and I don't like it. And what it did was it's like, hey, everyone, we have safety tools, but we're basically not doing safety right. We're not doing games right. Let me see what we have here. Not a big difference there. Not a massive difference there. What about here with my parka? What? I don't know. That doesn't look great. So let's harvest that. The importance of having the conversation up front to be a recurring theme, definitely. But of course, so anyway, this conversation, the post was that you. So basically said, hey, you know, we do all these things with safety, I have to pause this for a second. Let me get out here and pause this for a second. So we do this thing. We have safety tools and all that, but here's the thing: is what people are not doing in their games is asking their players up front what kind of character arcs they want to have for their players. For example, I want to have a romance that ends with this. Somebody put this up, and that's bad, right? Because you cannot. It's basically there are three things. There's like world, character, plot, and if you and GMs are bad for withholding those things from their players because then the players can't consent, and it's not good, right? Like basically players need to know what the arcs their character is going to go through, everything to be up front in the front space. Otherwise players can't enjoy themselves and it's basically not ethical. And right, this is like this, it's being framed as a moral and ethical position, right? That the players, and also that if you don't do this, the players cannot be collaborative. Like, remember, RPGs are collaborative stories. Everybody should be collaborating together to write the stories together. And if you're not doing this, right, you're basically ethically a problem, right? So the post is framing this as an ethical problem for all RPGs. And I was like, hey, I'm a player and I actually don't want to know the arc of my character. I want to discover it beforehand. I want to discover it in advance. This is a matter of style difference, right? It's a style difference, and different people have different styles. One style is not better than the other. People just have different preferences. And the response was, this is just my opinion. Like if like you can do whatever you want in your game, but I'm like, you're not using I statements. You didn't say I like it when da da da. What you said was players cannot consent. It is not safe unless you basically run this in a narrativist director stance way, and I think that's a problem. I think it's a problem to frame personal preference as the morally correct choice. And I see this a lot. I see a lot of people framing, and I think it's because they're not thinking, like they think this is what I like, so this is actually the better way to go. But I don't actually think it's more ethical to have the player tell you their character arc and then everybody works in director stance to make that character arc happen than it is to not know the character arc and find out in the moment. Like, I don't think that one is more ethical than the other, and I don't think that one is more safe than the other, and I don't think one is better than the other. I just think they're different play styles and play preferences, and I just kind of wish we would not frame these things as moral choices when I think that they're play style choices, you know? One thing about that also, people don't always know what kind of content topics might be an issue triggering for them. That's certainly true. This is a 100% huge problem, the way people subconsciously think these days, yeah. And, I mean, like, and first off, you can never be 100% safe, ever, right? 100% safety is not attainable because not everybody knows all of their triggers, right? Somebody might think they're fine with coffee, and then it turns out they're not fine with coffee. They didn't know it, but now they know it. So it's like you can never actually 100% guarantee that everyone will be 100% safe. Like oh no, actually, I think 100% safe would not be boring because there's a difference between. I think that safe is not boring. I think that it's important not to confuse thrilling with unsafe, right? And this is like a slightly different thing, right? Yeah, I mean player safety. Player safety. I think that, but again, I don't think that discomfort is the same as unsafe, right? I sometimes am uncomfortable when I'm watching a horror movie. It doesn't mean I'm unsafe. Like, I'm fine. People, and actually, I mean, I kind of think that everybody needs to feel safe, right? I mean, I think that safety is great. I think safety is positive. I feel like players should feel safe. But I also think that feeling sad is not the same thing as being unsafe, or feeling scared is not the same thing as unsafe, you know? Don't you run the risk of railroading other players if they are required to act in a way specific to one person's character arc? Yes, but that's fine, right? Because everybody agrees ahead of time that this is what we're going to do. This is part of that style. That style of play is that you sit outside and you say, this is the story we want to tell. We want to tell this story. And everyone's like, yeah, we want to tell the story, and then you write the story together, right? You write it together. I feel like a lot of non-traumatized people like a bit more danger, though I don't have a frame of reference to be sure. um I want to feel safe in a game. I don't want to be on that kind of edge the entire time. I Again, for me personally, I feel like there's a big difference between feeling like I personally am in danger and my character's in danger. Do you know what I mean? Like, my character being in danger and me being in danger are not the same. Or me being sad is not the same thing as me being traumatized, right? And so for me, I see those things as different, and I think it's totally fine to be, for me, to be sad. Oh, I'm like, oh gosh, this thing happened, I'm sad. Or like, oh no, I'm so nervous, what will happen to my character? But that's different than being like, I don't feel safe at the table. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like as a player, I'm in danger at the table. And those things are different for me. And I don't feel like anyone should be feeling personally endangered at a table. I feel like the players should feel safe. That's important to me, which is not the same thing as right, characters feeling safe. I must have missed it when you said they were consenting. My mistake. All the moving is catching. Oh, no worries. Yeah, I meant that kind of player edge thing. Like, I want to be safe as a player. Like, and there are many ways in which there are many times when I personally do not feel safe at a table. And I don't have fun. I do things to make myself safe. Like, I can do things. There are things that make me feel unsafe, and I do things to mitigate those things so that I do feel safe. But right, that it also depends on what kind of story you want to tell. There's a big difference in using something like VTM to explore a difficult topic and a murder hobo D&D run. But all of this is about, like, but I feel like no matter what happens, like, yeah, so like, hey, Scabinac, um, and I think you could do any of those things in all different sorts of styles. The question is, like, what do you want to, what kind of story do you want to tell? And let me, yeah. And here's the thing, right? Good Society is a very narrativist game. It's a very narrativist game, and it forces you into director stance at various moments of the game. Specifically, Rumors and Scandal, that phase is a director stance phase. You are not in character. You are explicitly not in character. You are out of character for that phase, and you're making rumors and scandals that you all as a table think will be interesting to drive the narrative. Your characters are built with a narrative arc that you want, and you are all trying to achieve that. And the phases of the game where you're in director stance are made to advance those things. Whatever kind of story you want to tell, it pays to be mindful of the others at your table and be respectful if another player needs to step back for a second. Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I always say, err on the side of caution. Also, don't be in a game if the game doesn't work for you, right? Like, if the game's a horror game and you don't like horror, don't be in a horror game. If you like a lot of horror but nobody else at the table likes horror, don't do horror. You know what I mean? Like, always be respectful of everybody's sort of comfort levels. And not everybody does. And often, because sometimes what they think of as being, like, there are things that make me very, very uncomfortable, but these things are never on safety tools. They're never in lines and veils, because the things that make me uncomfortable are not things like blood or consent. Like, the things that make me uncomfortable are player dynamic things, and those things are almost rarely talked about. Anyway, so like, when I play Good Society, I know that what is asked of me is to play in the narrativist director mode style, and so I do, which means my character and I, like, I don't really, like, I can have moments where I get in character, but I know that's not my job, right? My job is to make my character do whatever is necessary to tell the story that everybody wants to tell. And if that means that my character does not hear a conversation, or like, I will just do things that are out of character because it's better for the story. Like, that's just it, right? And I try to do those things on a meta level. So it's like, okay, well, my character is late for the meeting so that they just don't hear the thing. Or my character wants this, but oh no, the plans are lost. Like, I mean, it's, what you do, in that mode is you just make things happen for your character because your character is not important, right? In that mode, your character is not as important as the story is. And so you and all the players are telling the story together, and you just make your characters do whatever they need to do to tell the story. And you can enjoy some in-character moments and all, but ultimately, if your character needs to have a comic misunderstanding, then your character has the comic misunderstanding because that's the story you all want to tell. Do you know what I mean? That you have a goal, and your goal is that we all know that we want this person to dance with so and so at the dance because that's the character arc we want to tell. So my character is going to get knocked on the head. I'm going to say my character gets knocked on the head and falls unconscious, so it's not at the dance because that's the story that we've all decided. And we're not playing our characters exactly; we're writing our characters, right? We are coming at this from, I would say, an author's position where we're writing stories together. We're writing. It's a collaborative fiction where we're all the authors on that meta level, and so we just make our characters do what it is they need to do. Hopefully it's in character, but it doesn't really matter as much. What matters more is the story. Bo says, I had a situation with another player that really ticked me off because another player stole my D&D character's stuff while my character was drowning during a dungeon run and didn't give the stuff back, even when I explicitly made aware OOC that I was not okay with this. That wasn't really fun. Yeah, so like that's a question that you should probably have a conversation within Lines and Veils. Are you a person who is okay with PvP? Right, in a game or not, and whether or not you're okay with PvP is something that people should have a conversation about. And what does PvP mean for you is another question to have a conversation about. For example, are you okay with characters killing other PCs? Are you okay with PCs having fights with other PCs? Are you okay with PCs using social skills on other PCs like Persuade? Are you okay with PCs stealing from other PCs? Are you okay with PCs being in arguments with other PCs? Are you okay with PCs having cross purposes? And some people are not, right? And if a player does not like it when characters argue with each other, then that really needs to be said, put on the table up front, because like we need to know. Like if we're playing Vampire the Masquerade together and I know that that player does not like it when PCs argue with each other, backstab each other, use powers on each other, steal, like I need to know because I need to know how to play the game. Like I need to know how to play the game and what kind of, it'll change what kind of character I make. Like I'll make a very different kind of character if I know that we should not have intra-party conflict versus if I know that we should. You know what I mean? Like I just kind of need to know what kind of game people are wanting so that I can adjust to that game to the way that people want it to be, right? And if I'm playing, oh, you know what I was doing? I remember what I was doing. I was doing a little bit of repair, wasn't I? Yeah, like you just like, and nothing is wrong. Like one is not better than the other. One is not like one person's not a bad guy and one person a good guy. None of that is the case. There's no judgment on my part. Like everything is fine. Oh, that's a big drop. It wasn't even about just PvP in that situation. It was another PC taking things like my arcane focus that my PC needed to be functional as a character. Again, that's also a playstyle. There are games where that's totally normal. It would really stink to be in a game where you're doing all those things and found out later someone wasn't okay with it. Exactly. And the whole thing could have been fixed with discussion at a time. Yeah, I mean, like when I was playing old school D&D, that sort of stuff would happen all the time. And we all sort of understood that that's what happened all the time. And that was sort of life. But so it's not, I would be fine in a game where those things sorts of happen because I have been in games like that, but I need to know where everybody's at. Do you know what I mean? Like this is the thing. Is this a game where we do that, or is it not a game? Is it a game where we steal things from each other, or is it not? I just need to know, because if I know, then we can. I'm gonna harvest that. Yep, and sometimes people would do those sorts of things to bully someone at the table. Sure, and like, just need to know. Just need to know what do we like here? What do we like here? I feel like I should wear this parka. It holds water less, but I feel like we should do it. I feel like I should, yeah, this is lighter, so I'm going to get rid of my parka. I'm going to wear this. This is my, like, I'm going wild. I'm getting rid of my parka. This is, yeah. So, I don't think there's anything like, you know, I just think it's super crucial to know where people are at and what it is they enjoy, and recognize that actually, like, it's, people actually like different things. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's actually a wide variety of a lot of these things are super injured. Let's harvest this. Yeah, and like there's just really different styles of play, and I don't think any one style is worse or wrong. It's just that you kind of have to know. But we often don't have those conversations. And I don't think it helps when someone says, if you do it another way, basically you're doing it wrong. Because I don't think that's so. I think it can be fine. You just have to know. Let's see, what do we have here? That seems not as good. Seems not as good. Yeah, anyway, so like I have certainly played in games that require me to be in director mode a lot of the time, and if that is what's required of me, then that is what I will do, because I am, you know, I do what is expected of me, and there are games where that's specifically what you have to do, and then I do it. This is not decent, thick. You know what? This needs a bit more repair, I think. Repair. So, you know, it's like just one of those things where I think, it just makes me a little uncomfortable when we frame, ooh, that looks good. Yeah, when in doubt, always go wool. But I wonder if this sweater, yeah, I feel like I replaced the sweater with this new thick wool sweater. I think that is the way to go. And then I break down all this.
Name game.
The name game. Come on, everybody. I say, now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name. I treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F. Or an M will appear. And then I say bo at a B, then I say the name, then banana, fan, or info. Then I say the name again with an F, very plain. Then a fee, fi, and a mo. And then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can't rhyme. VO500, VO5100, 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 Bo BO5100, Banana Fana, Fo VO5100, Fee, Fi, Mo, Mio 5100. VO5100, the name game. Woo! Nice. Yep. So I was like, so basically, right, I was just thinking about the fact that, like, for some people, it is not fun for them not to be able to write their character's arc, right? Like, if they can't say they want a certain character arc, they want the story to go a certain way, that is what they want. And if they do not get it, it is not fun for them. And people should have fun, right? You know what, though, Vo? I'm into it. And people should be having fun. I think that's really work gloves, ski gloves. These, we're going to get rid of that. Like, people should have fun, right? It's just that I want people to recognize that not everybody has fun the same way. That's all. And I feel like we don't do enough of recognizing that not everybody has fun the same way. And then we end up making Twitter posts about how if you do it a different way, it's bad, but it's not bad. It's just bad for you. And bad for you is not the same thing as bad for everyone. That is really all I want people to know, right? And that what it means to author a story can be understood different ways. If I'm like, I would, in my perfect world, I would prefer not to be pulled out of actor stance to make directorial choices. That would be my preference. If I'm in a game where I have to do that, then I will do that. But Trooper, I'm right. My opinion is the only matters. But like, you know, the thing is, vote. All you gotta do is. Oh no, everybody! I just harvested those pants, and that is not what I wanted to do. I wanted to repair them, but I harvest them, and now I have one less pair of pants. Hey, Atomica! And my life is probably going to end. I'm probably going to die forever because of that. Yeah, oops. I just wanted to repair the socks, but instead of repairing them, I destroyed them. And my life may be over now forever. It'll be the end of the world as I know it, and I'll probably die of hypothermia forever. I personally like knowing where my character's arc starts, and that it's going in a certain direction, but I prefer to discover how it ends while playing. Hoi hoi, pantsless and alone, and gloved. But I've got gloves, so I mean, we need to find pants, everybody. Our goal is to find a second pair of pants as soon as possible. Like, this is going to be our goal, because I just want you to see right there that I'm pantsless. I'm going to have one pair of pants. Ooh, good night, Kaihawk, and also congratulations on the amazingness that is the new job. I'm going to harvest all of these.
Name game.
Ooh, the name game. Come on, everybody. I say now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name, I treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F, or an M will appear. And then I say bo at a B, then I say the name, then banana, fanner, and foe. Then I say the name again with an F, very plain. Then a fee, fi, and a mo. Then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can't rhyme. But if the first two letters are ever the same, I drop them both, then say the name. I like Bob. Bob drop the B's, Bo, or Fred. Fred drop the F's, fo, red, or Mary. Mary drop the M's, mo, airy. That's the only rule that is contrary. Medine. Medlin, Madeline, 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 Mo, Madeline, banana, fana, fo, fadelin, fee, fa, mo, Adeline. Madeline, Woo! Welcome in. Thank you for that gift sub. That's exciting. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but it is dark right now in this game. I have been repairing things so long that it is now super dark. And we're going to accept that, as like just a true statement. We're almost done with our reparations, or repairing things, and I am feeling good about it. Hey, so, it's just one of those things I think about this a lot, I think about, that it's okay for people to have different preferences. That is really all. I just want us all to know it. But you can drive up your narrative throughout the campaign. It just won't be centerpiece of the game like narrative style would make it. As we had the new planet, we have romance versus we have romance on the way to the planet. Hey, Atomica. Let me get back to that chromatic. Trooper, I had a question that flew in the radar on Discord last, so I figured it would be annoying. Throw it at me. What is the question? But you can drive your narrative throughout the campaign. It just won't be centerpiece of the game like narrative style would make it. As we head to the new planet, we have romance versus we have romance on the way to the planet. I don't see the distinction between those two things. I don't. Chromatic. What is the because for me it's not about whether or not center stage or not. It's about whether or not you have a plan that you write or not. You know what I mean? Like it is like what I want is this to happen. And the thing is, you can have that. You can have your character arc be pre-planned and still be in the back burner and not like not front and center. So I don't necessarily, I don't explain that to me more, because I don't think that just having like I don't think that having a plan for your, like having a narratively planned your arc necessarily means it has to be center stage. I discovered Dizzy Gillespie. Oh yeah, Dizzy Gillespie is great. Right, that's wait. So I don't. So yeah, but that's not what I was talking about at all, right? I wasn't talking about like, because being nervous doesn't mean center stage or not, right? So I'm not talking about whether, suppose I'm not talking about whether or not the narrative, your personal character arc is a main story or a side story, right? Because a personal character arc can be a main story or a side story in any style, right? Like it's whether
Somebody's watching me.
Ooh. I always feel that somebody's watching me, and I have no privacy. Whoa, I always feel that somebody's watching me. Tell me, is it just a dream? Ba-da-da-ba-bow. Hey, thank you for that follow. That's exciting. Let me. I can't. Oh, where did my follow go? Somebody just followed me. Oh. You cov Finn. Hey, Badger Mouse, how are you? We are in a dark room. And getting out is going to be a little bit difficult, I think, and we should probably sleep. But I am not. I would, we're in a kind of a situation, is really what it is. We need to see if we can make can we make like a torch? We can't, because we don't have the things we need to make torches. So we're kind of like stuck in a dark, we found love in a dark place is where we're at right now. Wait, hold on. Okay, there's a window. So if the window's there, that means the door is here probably. We do need to go back inside and probably sleep for a bit. Let's see. It seems the other one does put the... Hold on, I'm gonna have to scroll up. Hello, it is dark. Give me a second. Let me go here. And then let me go here, because I need to see. But I have to like pop out of the screen. Let me see what we got. Let's see. That's what it seems that one... Seems that the other one... Oh no, I don't think either one puts the arc first, right? It's just that you're saying that this is the arc you want. It doesn't mean that it has to be center stage of the story. For example, if you're going to be super narrativist and you say, I have an arc where I want my character to have this slow burn romance with another PC, and then at the very end of the story, I ask the other PC to marry me and they say yes. Like, I want that to be the arc. That doesn't have to be the main plot at all. That could be a thing that those two characters do completely not during game time, right? They could, like, if the rest of the party doesn't care about that at all, that could be a thing that happens just on the side. They could just have like a little moment with each other, a little moment, and it doesn't like, and it could just almost never, it could be something that is just really only super, super on the side, or it could be centered or not. Like, whether that a person knows what they want their character arc to be doesn't necessarily mean that it will take center stage of the game at all. I kept seeing him playing, the upturned trumpet. Yeah. I think that was just sort of idiosyncratic. For example, many D&D players plan for their characters get levels, kill anything that stands in my way. Mm-hmm. Shocking, no one. He's tremendously overencumbered. I am. But that is kind of why my players should discuss this with their GM. Their arc might be part of the main story or a side quest or something that is silly built up to. Yeah. We are currently we're doing the story mode. So we're doing the story mode. We're doing the story. We're in episode 2 right now. We're at the dam, but I just accidentally harvested my second pair of pants, and so that's bad, and I'm very sad about that. Aurora lights it up. Shoot, you're not host. I'm not hosting tonight because I'm doing that film festival. Reminds me of the time my friend's D&D group took a session to save an NPC's marriage. Yeah, so I think that that's the thing, right? You can have a desire for your character arc and have that not be at all featured in the game, or it could be. Uh, that's So what I feel like I should probably just sleep a little bit. Yeah. Um. All right. Let's see. The bed should be around here. Okay. Let's sleep. 8 hours. See how that takes us. Yeah. I mean, I think that like yeah, for me, I think that either one. Like you could be a spotlight hog in any style, or not be a spotlight hog in any style. So I don't tend to think of those things as being necessarily related. I think you know, let's see. It's just about how you want. I can't believe I can't believe I did that to my pants. I can't believe I ruined my pants. I can't believe I did it, but I did it. But we're gonna save, confirm. It's fine. Sunlight, right? I'm so excited. So I have look at this, folks. I have gotten rid of so much weight. Do you see? Like I broke down all that stuff. I'm carrying only 5 pounds more than what I'm allowed to carry. Like I'm doing really. I feel like I'm being very responsible right now, and I feel like I can probably also ditch this distress pistol because I probably don't need 2. I can probably ditch this hatchet. Oh, I can harvest it. Yeah, I'm gonna harvest. In the game I'm GMing, almost every session my players divert their story by doing stuff I don't expect. Like in session 3, they accidentally sandboxed into meeting a god that I intended as endgame content. And in some games, I had a lot of stuff going on. I had a lot. Let's see. I am going to look. I just learned I can sharpen this. Look, I didn't know, but let's sharpen it. I didn't know I could do it. Yeah, how cool is that? Also, I am apparently famished water-wise again, which why? Let me drink some water. Right? Look, I am so excited about... I would like to... Look, here's the thing. I actually really would like to explore this dam a bit more, but we'll come back. It's fine. Yeah, we'll just take a sip of water. Wait, I got some water. Let me take a sip of water. My former pants were weight pants. And look, I feel like I probably am good to... Oh, look, and I'll just drop that can and this one. And you are also proud of me, I know it, for dumping things that I don't need. I know that you are all proud of me right now, and that you are not... Yeah, water is super heavy, so I was like, I just drank a lot of water. So look, I am almost at weight, everybody. I just want you to know, we're almost at weight. This is glorious. Okay, now we're gonna save one more time, because I'm a little paranoid. Just a little paranoid. And I'm gonna check my, what do you call it? Wounded Trapper. I gotta go there, rescue him. Enduring the inquiet, I have to do what? Learn to craft fishing tackle and catch fish from Mystery Lake. Cool. I will do that. I will not do that right now, but I will do that. And I also think I know how to make fishing tackle already. And I'm going to do it. I'm just going to craft some fishing tackle. It's good. The loss of pants is sent to a spiral of throwing away things. No! 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 All right. Great. I've made a fishing tackle. My life's great. I just need to catch some fish. I really want to go back in the dam, but I don't have enough stuff. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, so like, and I've played games where that's where you so basically plan that way because that's what's fun for people. And I've played games where you explore. But seriously, I know that there are people, and I know people, for whom, if their character does not end they want the way that they want their character to end, it is not fun for them. It is not satisfying. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not satisfying. And those people are also valid. It's just important to note that there are different styles and people want different things. That's it. You know what I mean? That's all. What do we have here? We have a bridge. Yeah, you know, he's been a malingerer, this trapper. That's it. He's a malingerer. Let me... Did I went in this one. Yeah, I went in this one. I am a lot faster. So do you think the bear's going to try to kill me? Do you think this is what's happening? I'm going to eat something. Just, you know. Well, when you tell someone that, when you take what is my issue is taking a personal preference and framing it as an ethical thing, right? That this is the ethical way to play that everyone prefers, and if you don't do it this way, you are unethical. I find that to be a problem because that's not true. Like, there are wolves. Basically, you know, don't take personal preference and make it a universal ethical stance, basically, right? Because use I statements. That's really what I want people to do. I want people to use I statements. I don't like that. Don't like that at all. Okay. Don't like it. Let's go back this way. Let's just go back this way for a moment. You know? Let's, why don't we see if we can close the gate? Right? Let's see if we can do that. Let's just close the gate and see what's going on over there with that wolf. You know, just, yeah. Yeah, there's so much right way, wrong way stuff going on there. Like, I'm just super not into one true wayism, you know? Hi, wolf. How are you? How's it going? You should not be able to get in here, right? Okay, great. Oh, get some sleep. Get some sleep. You know what? I have an idea. I want to try something. It is disconcerting, and I have an idea. Can I shoot this wolf? Because I've never done it before, and I want to know if I can do it. And can I shoot the wolf through the fence? I would like to try. I would like to try. And, you know, see if that is possible. You know, yeah, the fence might be a solid wall. Yeah. And so for me, it's just about one true wayism. I think that's one true wayism is kind of not cool. Also, let's look at our map. So this is us. I would like to follow these train tracks. You know, I really would like to follow the train tracks, but, because I'd like to get here. But I don't know. Well, we're going to try it. We're going to try it. It's how we're going to do it. It's just, yeah. Yeah, so I want to check out that lookout, which is that other way. So I want to, there's a cache we didn't get, but let's see what we can do, everybody. Also, it really feels like I can, what's the word? Load more bullets? But what is this here? Rifle ammunition. Actions? No. Rifle. Actions. No, doesn't look like it. Well, I do not have a firearm cleaning kit, which I should probably get. Just need to make it out of the unloading zone to clear out some inventory. I just, we're gonna do our best. So yeah, it's just one of those things where I just feel like all styles are valid, all styles are good. It's just important to note that one is not morally better than the other. That's all. And that tends to be how a lot of this is framed, and that makes me unhappy. That's all. Really, that's it. And I was just reading a tweet thread that was like in that space. Like, just recognize that people have different preferences. Allow people to have different preferences. Do not moralize about it. Like, just like let people play they want to play. That's it. Can I shoot through this chain link fence? Ranks up there with can I see myself in the mirror under things I absolutely judge games by. Oh, I understand that. I understand that. All right. Do you think different styles tend to draw different sort of bad actors? I think you can be a bad actor in any style. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think you can be a bad actor in any style. You might be a different sort of bad actor, but if you're, like, basically, if you're a bad actor, you'll be a bad actor. You know what I mean? Like, you'll find a way. By the way, I don't know where we're going, but I'm kind of excited. Where are we going? Oop. Oh, I'm just kind of wandering around. I probably should not wander here. I should probably, considering our friend is probably dying, even though I'm really interested in exploring, I probably shouldn't. Yeah, I mean, I think that basically if you're an abusive person, you can abuse any style. You know what I mean? Like, you can abuse any style you want, depending on like, if you're a jerk. Right? And I think also any style can be super delightful and lovely if you are not a jerk and you enjoy that style. Like, I don't actually think that one is inherently... Yeah, I don't think that one is inherently bad. Not all who wander are lost, but some who wander freeze to death. Fair. Fair. Yeah, I do. I need more pants. But maybe this person has pants. Because maybe...
I could use this.
Maybe I can take their pants off of them. Awkward. No? Pants? Hey, pants. I do not think these are the type of pants that I need, however, which is a bit of a bummer. Also, there's clearly still stuff happening at that dam, and I am really interested in exploring the dam more, but I'm going to go and, help the guy first.
Is it food or...
Let me just check out my pants. Yeah, yeah, the pants I found are outer pants, not inner pants, which is, kind of a bummer. Here's another one. Can I climb this ladder? Yeah, that's another one. Let me, I bet these are not as good, but I'm going to repair them just in case they are better. Right? Also, sometimes, like, if I can jump as a thing, let's see. Oh, hey, these are slower. They're heavier, but they are better. I'm going to wear them just because we're going to do it. We're going to do it. Yeah, so I just basically, come on, like, don't do the one true way. Really, I just want people to use I statements to say, I prefer this, rather than you have to do this, otherwise you're not doing collaborative storytelling, or otherwise it's not safe for your players, or if you care about your players' safety, you will do it this way. All players enjoy this. Like, those are not I statements. Just use some I statements and we'll be fine. Like, let's and just don't frame personal preference as a morally better than other things. That's all. It's like, I know that my preferred style is not fun for lots of people. Like, I know it. Like, I don't think that my style is best for everyone. I certainly don't think that. I know for a fact that many people just don't like my style. It's not going to be fun for them. And I think that's totally fine. And actually, I think that, nothing drives me crazier than lack of jump mixed with we are going to obviously box you with stuff you could totally jump. Yeah. Especially when the stuff is like super low. Then you're like, really? 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 Can't go down that path. There's literally a thin tree branch lower than your knee across the road. And you're like, come on, at least give me like a big set of boxes. Come on. Right? Yes. Yes. Absolutely. And like, and the thing is like, people just kind of want different things. It's like, you know what? I had a metaphor. Here's my metaphor. Orchestra versus free jazz. I think of the kind of style that I like, the kind of simulationist actor stance style, as being free jazz, right? Where you don't know where it's going to go at all. You have no idea. And what you do is you sit in the moment and you pay attention to the person you're playing with and you're playing together and you're doing some kind of wild thing that's all like... That's my free jazz, right? And a lot of people find that not pleasant to listen to. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're like, what are you doing? But then I think about like maybe that kind of more narrativist style as being like a symphony where there's a clear beginning, middle, and end, and then you all play together and it's this like big epic thing and you're like, yeah, right? You know what I mean? And some people like one of those things more than the other. Some people like both. Some people like, I don't know, a Count Basie big band style that's somewhere in the middle. I just don't think that one is better than the other. I just think that they're different. And I 100%, 100% get that many people do not like free jazz. And I do not think that it makes me a better person because I like free jazz. I do not think it makes them a worse person. I do not think that free jazz is better than classical music or big band. I just think it's all different styles and it's fine. That's it. That's it. Hey, Baron Tor. My style is similar, but I think it's closer to punk than jazz. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, those are just different styles. That's fine. You know? It's fine. Some people don't want punk. Like, that will not be fun for them. And nobody should have to play a thing they don't find fun. That's it. Yeah, music, yeah. I'm okay with free jazz and the player knows their character like they know their instrument. Yeah, right? But, and, you know, and the thing is, like, it's, you know, and I always, interesting. I wonder if people sleep in here. Do you know what I mean? I wonder if they're like, let me sleep in here. I bet they do. I'm also gonna just, oh, I don't have any more water. I think I'm kind of running out of water. Ooh, okay. That's cool. It's cool, 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 cool. Let me, eat this energy bar. I'm gonna be fine, everybody. I do need to go to that lake and go fishing and all of that, but we're gonna go and help the old trapper guy. And, like, it's fine. And, like, and I think that's the thing that I, personally, I rarely play my style. Like, when I'm playing my character, when I'm playing a game, I rarely play the style that I enjoy most. I usually don't. Because I only play the style that I enjoy most when I know that the players I'm with are okay with it. But I never assume that they are. I assume that players generally are not. And I usually don't play my preferred style. I usually play something slightly different. Depending on the situation. Depending on the situation will depend on how I play. But I usually do not play my preferred style, I would say, just generally speaking. Depending on the group. If there are some groups where I can play my preferred style, and that's pretty awesome. But I often don't. Not many people like free jazz. Nope, not many people do. And I know it, and I accept it. Like, I didn't like Team Chaos because they seem to be way offbeat from the theme of the game, but that's just me. I think there's a way in which they're playing their like that's how they're you know, everyone's doing their thing. They're just gonna have to deal. They just have to deal with the consequences. That's it. You know what I mean? They just have to deal with like they can do those things. There will just be consequences. Now, some people might not like that though. Hello. Oh hey, how you doing? Hold on. We have to go back. We have to go back. Everybody, we have to go back. We have to go back to the derailment because that's where we're going to find the lookout. It's me, not them. Well, you know, it's just different things, right? Because they knew that I was going to give them consequences for their behavior, and some of those consequences involved them losing the club, right? Like that's now. Some players would not appreciate that. They would say, we want to play sort of chaotic, and we don't want to be punished for it because playing chaos is fun, and having consequences for chaos is not fun. And then there would be a GM player mismatch. Well, it was on the way. Do you know what I mean? Like it was just like right there. I figured if it's right there, we might as well just check it out. Especially considering how little
Name game.
we're carrying. You know what I mean? Like that's like since we're carrying so little, might as well. By the way, the name game. Come on, everybody. I said now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name. I treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F. Or an M will appear. And then I say Bo at a B. Then I say the name. Then banana, fana, and fo. Then I say the name again with an F, very plain. Then a fee, fi, and a mo. And then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can't rhyme. Praxagorthosmophoria. Praxagorthosmophoria, Praxagorthosmophoria, Bobaxamogorthosmophoria, fee, fi, momaxagorthosmophoria. No. Praxagorthosmophoria, Praxagorthosmophoria, Bobaxagorthosmophoria, Bananaphofaxagorthosmophoria, fee, fi, momaxagorthosmophoria, Praxagorthosmophoria. Yes. I'm still thinking about that. I'm thinking about that name game right there. Prax, thank you for that resub. I appreciate that very much. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. I did know that Prax works fine, but I wanted to do the whole thing. I was like, I need to do the whole thing. The entire thing. So, but I'm gonna just check for this lookout, and then we're gonna go and. Although I'm running out of water, everybody. Well, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's cool. Yeah. And so yeah, I mean, a lot of times I don't play my preferred style, because I don't tend to. Yeah, I don't. I often don't. I often don't play my preferred style. And if I don't feel safe, I play in a very different mode altogether. So what is safe for me, personally as a player? For me, safety is not if they're like spiders. Thank you, Rissa. For me, safety is not about if they're spiders or not spiders. None of those things tend to bother me very much. Those things don't tend to be what will make or break safety for me. For me, what tends to make or break me feeling safe at the table is whether or not the players can manage their bleed. Trooper playing a winter survival game, so they say cool and alarming rate. I'm just saying, I'm just feeling it. For me, it's about whether or not the players can manage their bleed or not. If players cannot manage their bleed, I do not feel safe at the table. And I play a completely different way if the players do not manage their bleed. And if I do not know if they can manage their bleed, I assume that they cannot until proven otherwise. Let's see. I need to... Let's see. How am I going to get to this lookout? how am I gonna get here? We're gonna, oh, there it is. Do you see it? Oh. Huh. All right, well, that's the lookout. Let's see what we can do. Ooh, let's see what we can do. Yeah, I hope. I mean, a little bit of climbing in my life. I wish I could jump. Wish I could jump. Ooh, hello. Yeah, it looks like the wrong slope. Well, let's try get on this other side. Let's see. Oh, you have to slumber. Tell me I could go slumber. Do it. Sleep well. No, they won't let us jump at all. They don't. And also, Prax, I'm carrying very little right now. I did really, really well. I broke down all the stuff, and look, 5 pounds over only. Do you see how amazing that is? Like, I'm just like, 5 pounds. 5 pounds. I was at one point I'm only 3 pounds over, and then I picked up some stuff. Kind of happened. Just gonna. Yeah. So for me, like, it's about whether or not if people can. Yeah, Brax, I accidentally harvested one of the pairs of pants I was wearing, and so now I'm wearing one less pair of pants, and that makes me very sad because I might die of hypothermia now. It's just a thing that might happen. It's a possibility, but I feel like we are looking good. This looks like a way to walk, and maybe we follow this and we will find. I'm so light, only encumbered, not super encumbered. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, like I'm only a little bit encumbered, not like super ultra encumbered. I wonder what we will find if we go this way. I hope we find the lookout. Yeah, so if for me this is like the big thing. For me, safety is not about like, oh no, like a lot. Like I'm actually fine with a lot of things in my game, but for me it's actually about the players. Have you noticed that you're at full warm? I don't think losing that. I think it's because it's not actually cold out right now. I've got that little shield up, that little shield symbol in the center of the. It's daytime, and the little shield symbol means that I'm not being hit by wind. I'm shielded from the wind, so I feel like I'm in a pretty decent space. But I imagine that will not be the case once it gets nighttime, and that. Yeah, so basically, if the players have because failed bleeds, I mean, it can cause lots of problems. Like, if a person thinks that I am mad at them when my PC is mad at their character, I'm not going to feel comfortable playing a character who might get mad. If a player thinks that I am hitting on them when my character is hitting on their character, then I'm not going to feel comfortable with my character ever hitting on their character. If they think that I love them, if they think that they love me because their character loves me, I'm not going to want our character to have any kind of romantic entanglements with their character at all, ever. If they think that if they have a hard time distinguishing between their character and themselves, if them getting annoyed means their character gets annoyed, then I am going to play very, very differently with that person. And I've had to do it quite a lot, right? And if I don't know how you all are, I'm going to be very, very, very careful with how I play, because I do not need any of that mess in my life. All right, so that's the dam over there, and over here is the right. Or if my character doesn't respect their character, then they think I don't respect their character, I don't respect them. None of that, none of it, not having it. And that's why we have to go all the way over there. Somewhere over there is where our guy is. So let's go inside, shall we? And see what is... Look, there's a bed. This lookout looks good, everybody. The landscape is beautiful. We've got another pair of socks, which seems great, but again, not... But look, a pair of pants. Okay, I need a lockbox key. Look. Thermal underwear, everybody.
Anymore.
Yeah, and the thing is, I know a lot of people who... There are a lot of people who actually are not good with their bleed. Actually, a lot more people than you might
End up
think.
being useful.
And if I get the sense that somebody is not good with their bleed, then I play completely differently. Like I just play, I play completely differently. Here's what happens. I don't play my character, right? Like that's not what happens anymore. What I do, and this is actually kind of interesting. What I do is I do so if author stance is what you do in D&D, where you have your... Ooh, I'm gonna make food, everybody. I'm gonna heat up some pork and beans. It's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna go and start a fire, and I'm gonna make some pork and beans, and I'm gonna go and like have some nice food right here in this lookout, and I'm gonna just do it. It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be this like relaxing moment in this lookout, and I feel like we're all gonna have a moment together. Here's what's gonna happen.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Or you could stop complaining. You know? Illegible note. The text on this note is largely unreadable. If this message was meant for someone, hopefully they were able to decipher it. Fortunately, there are a handful of recognizable landmarks and a bold arrow pointing to a large X, which says to me, that there's a cache somewhere that I'm excited about. You know, let's make this stove. I'm probably gonna play to about yeah, let's start this fire to about like 9:30. About that's what I'm gonna say. Then I'm gonna have some pizza. Yeah, so like, so if again, I would switch the names, but if author stance is the old school D&D style, where yeah, but I think the can is empty. And let's add some fuel. Let's add some books. And yeah, books, everybody. Books. I want you to know that I'm very excited about this.
Handy.
Cooking slot. I'm gonna cook some beans. I could cook soup. Rusty pork and beans. Gonna cook it. And also feeling good about my life. Also, I'm going to do water. Because I need water, basically. Let's melt some snow. Hey, what happened to my cooking pot? What happened to my cooking pot, by the way? Do you remember? Yeah, that looks like that's a recycled can. I feel like I didn't get rid of my cooking pot. Like, I feel like I have it in my inventory. Like, I wouldn't have gotten rid of that. I mean, I hoard everything, right? Like, I wouldn't have gotten rid of it. Oh, I left it at the Trappers. Thank you. I left it at the Trappers because I probably didn't think I would need it, and I can pick it up on the way back. Yes. Thank you. You are correct. And I honor your correctness. Where I should have left more stuff. I left a lot of stuff there. Yeah, and like I was in a game where that's what I actually had to do. There was like this huge, massive bleed problem. There was like this player who had this massive bleed problem and took everything super personally. Like super personally. And it was a problem. Let's put this here and mix more water. The Bleed discussion reminded me that my partner got me into Twitch by showing me a great panel discussion Strix hosted on being a player with marginalized identities, and they had a great tangent about Bleed, and then eventually I found Trooper. Oh! And I will say, let's see, that's not potable. I will say that there are, it's interesting because I was just talking to someone who's like, oh, I love Bleed, and I actually make a distinction between vicarious feelings and Bleed. I make a distinction between those two things pretty heavily, right? In the sense that I love vicarious feelings. I love experiencing vicarious feelings, but for me, those are vicarious feelings and Bleed are different. Bleed is when those feelings are now your feelings, right? The distinction between those feelings and your feelings is erased. Like, my character is afraid, I am afraid, I am afraid. And for me, I get very distrustful when people are in that space where the feelings their characters have and the feelings they have are the same, and they do not make a distinction between their characters' feelings and their feelings. I enjoy knowing my character's afraid and getting a bit of a thrill about it. But it's not the same because I know these are not my feelings, they're vicarious feelings. Like, I know it. Like, I know that those are not actually my feelings. Bleed is very definitely when you lose separation between player and PC, or between feeling and feeling, right? And I'm not... It's like, for me, when I go to a scary movie, and I get scared, for me, it's often a vicarious fear. I'm not actually afraid for my life, right? Like, I don't actually think that I'm going to... I don't feel like I'm actually in danger. And if I felt like I was actually in danger, I would not be enjoying myself, right? Or when I go to a movie and it makes me cry, I'm feeling like I'm not. It's like there's like a distinction there for me. Or riding a roller coaster, right? Like, those are different. Like, if I were like, let me put it this way: there are roller coasters that I think will actually scare me, and I do not ride those. I only ride roller coasters that will thrill me, but not make me actually scared, right? So, like, I will ride roller coasters that have the big overhead bars. I do not ride roller coasters that have only like little rickety lap bars, and then like those are not fun, because then I actually get scared, which is different than kind of like that vicarious thrill of fear, but not actual fear. So for me, like, I enjoy vicarious feelings, but it's not the same. Oh, that's why, like, they actually scare me, right? And like, I tend to not want to be actually scared. I want to have the vicarious scare, but not the actual scare. And I love having, let's see. Let me take this, and let me take it, and let me just check to make sure I have an empty can in my inventory, which I do. And I feel like I'm probably good. This fire's gonna last for how long? Oh, a whole other hour. Ooh. You know what? If that's the case, I am going to actually cook more water, because I feel like I'm running out of water a little bit, and I would like to make sure I have it. Just, there we go. Yeah, as someone who experiences PTSD, the distinction between actually being in danger and having the physical feeling of being in danger is very important. Yeah, and I don't have PTSD, but it's also like so for example, I sometimes I like to enjoy feelings that I don't have, right? So for example, I get, like, some of my characters have done some not good things, and I feel all sorts of guilty about it, and I enjoy that vicarious feeling of guilt, but I did not do those things. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I personally am not guilty because I did not do those things, but I enjoy the vicarious feeling of guilt, or the vicarious feeling of celebration when my character does a thing, like a positive thing. But like, that's my character, that's not me. We're different. You know what I mean? And the differences between us are important to me, to maintain them. And when I'm playing with people who cannot maintain those distinctions, I play differently. I play very differently. What I do in the end, right, is, to be honest, what I do is, let me have this chocolate bar. I play, so if author stance is where you run your character to fulfill your personal goals as a person, not for your character or not for the story, but as a person, which you might think, which is like typified by the dungeon crawl experience, and you might even call it pawn. When I'm around a bunch of people who have a problem with bleed, I move into pawn stance is what I do. That's like full on that style. And what I do is I'm like, okay, I know that this person, hello, Dennis, how are you? Dennis 900194. I start playing the game to manage the situation is what I do, right? Like, I'm like, okay, what do I need to do to make sure that this player doesn't get upset? What do I need to do to make sure that this player and this player stop arguing? What do I need to do to make sure that this player does not think that this player hates them? What do I need to do to make sure, like, and so when I play in those kind of games where people have a bleed problem, I basically just, everything I'm doing is basically author stance metagaming. I do not care, like, I will make my character do whatever it is, whether it's in character or not, to make sure that that person does not get really upset. Like, that player doesn't get really upset. And what time, I would say, I'm gonna stop playing around like 9:30-ish is what I think, around there. Is what I'm thinking. About 9:30-ish. I remember being in a few LARP through after groups where some people had too much bleed, yeah. And so, like, that's the thing, that if I know that this person has a bleed problem, then I do not play my character for me. I do not play my character for the story. All I do is make sure that we do not have problems in the game. That is what I do. Because those people will sometimes have problems. You know what? I feel like, what do you think? Do you think I can make it to, do you think I can make it in time? There's a cool cache of stuff over there, which I would like to get, but I feel like we don't have the current inventory for it. I'll pick it up on my way back. But, oof. But it's fine. I think what I'm going to do is, oh, you know what? I need a key, right? And I don't have that key. That is the case? I need this person's, I need a key. Hank's lockbox key. I wonder where it is. Yeah. Dennis says, this is probably in an off topic, but do it. But I told you a story about a teacher who abused his power, and I just wanted to let you know that I have pressed charges. Dennis, I am so happy to hear that. How are you feeling? How are you feeling? Are you feeling good that you have support, that other people stood up with you for that? Because I'm glad to hear that you are not alone in pressing charges. And is it going well? I'm glad to hear that people are taking you seriously. This is, that's good. And I suppose I would like to ask, how are you feeling? How are you feeling? Are you feeling good about the situation? Did I leave water on the stove? I thought I took all of the water. I will check. And I feel like, Dennis, that is really brave of you to do that, and I'm proud of you, and I certainly hope that the authorities will be supportive and that it will be good. Yeah, I have recently met with friends I haven't talked to in a long time and feel confident about my chances. Oh, I don't need the empty cans. I've got an empty can in my pack. I've got an empty can in my pack. So I think
Sun's setting. It's gonna get a lot colder soon.
It's fair. Yeah, no, the cans are empty. I'm glad that you have support from your friends. I'm glad, and I hope that guy. I hope something happens, right? I hope something good comes out of this. This bleed discussion reminds me, I have a player in one of my games where I'm never really sure whether they're irritated by the plot or whether their character is easily irritated. I might have to ask them next time. Yeah, you should ask them. You should ask them. This is, I will say, for me, I think I can make it to that one house. Doing that one house by the lake, I think I might be able to make it there before it gets dark. So this is what I'm thinking I can make it to that one spot so we can just get a little bit further. Is my thought on that, I think. Let's hope. So what I would say, actually, Gondlar, is that situation when you don't know if it's the character or the player that's annoyed is the perfect spot for me for an okay check-in. So I don't know if you're playing online or not, but if you're, I love the okay check-in, which I usually do in Zoom chat, that if I'm not certain if they're annoyed or not, then I'll put a little O with a question mark. And if they, and then I'm checking with everybody, and then everybody should respond with either an O exclamation point, which means they are doing fine, or an N, meaning they're like, or an X, meaning like they're not okay with what's happening right now. So whenever I'm seeing somebody that's like really annoyed, or there's like a lot of high emotions, I'll put in an okay check-in just to make sure they're feeling fine. Talking with them after game is also good. If I'm being very emotional myself, I might actually just put in a little O exclamation point so I can let my fellow players know that actually I'm fine. I'm just acting. You know, so just whatever you can do to not that way. Whatever you can do to sort of do a check-in, I think that's good. Chromatic says, to make this even harder, there should be an NPC spoiler getting to the caches, maybe taking pot shots at you. Huh. Those are deer. We're gonna let the deer do their thing. Right? I think we can get to that one hut before night falls. And then we, you know, sleep, get some rest, make it to the trapper. Probably. We will assess. We will assess when we get close to that hut. Right? We will assess. Okay. I feel pretty good, actually. Ooh, I should save. I feel pretty good about where we're at. Like I feel good about it. Ah. Like, don't you feel like we're... Wait, by the way, where are we? I see. Okay, I see where we are. I see where we are. I got it. So we just need to head, not that way, this way. Yes. We are... If we head this way, we should head towards the railroad tracks. This way towards the railroad tracks. Yes. So, and that's the thing. Like, I will play very differently. If people can't do bleed, I will probably not play with them again. Like, if somebody has a really hard, like, there's a person I was well, I hope we won't find bears. Also, I feel like the bear is going to leave me alone. I feel like the bear doesn't care about me right now. Right? Right? Yes? Bears don't care? This is wishful thinking, is what it is. This is what it is. Yeah, I don't... I could kill that. I could kill a deer and eat it. The bear is an asshole. It's very rude. It's not very nice. Yeah, but like I'm not by the trapper. I'm by the that lake house. So I feel like I'm kind of far away, and I don't think I can make it to the trapper. I think I should go to sleep first. So I think I should be fine, because we should hit that house right over there which is, hey, Crit Twitch, how are you? Which is not where the trapper is. We, I feel like we make our way over here, take a little bit of a nap, maybe fish, don't deal with bears yet, and then I think we're good. By the way, that's beautiful. Look at that sky. Right? That is gorgeous. Yeah, I was in a game with somebody who had a real bleed problem. I frowned, and I was like, ooh, manage that campaign. I spent all my time worrying about this person getting upset about everything, which they did, and like doing a lot of management, and I did it. It was fine. And then I'm not going to play with that person again because I had no fun. I was just very stressed out all the time. How much time do you think we have? Well, it's getting dark. It is getting dark. You know who else likes to fish? The bear. You know what? I'm not going to go out fishing right now. I'm not going to go out fishing in the middle of the night. Yeah, managing another person's mental state is not something I associate with a positive fun time gaming. Yeah. Yeah. And then I also, that was like one person who was not managing their bleed, and I was like, I'm not enjoying this. And then there was another person I had to play with who, I didn't make any good bear friends at the moment. They're not my friend though. And then I had one other person that I was playing with who did not tell us, but really wanted to, like, work through their trauma in the game without asking us. So there was just an awful lot of bleed. And it was a lot of bleed about, like, they were putting themselves in situations that would traumatize them, and then they would be traumatized, and they would, like, it was like a lot of us having to deal with their trauma. And I did not appreciate, because there was no consent to that. Like, there was no consent to that at all. And I did not appreciate being put in this situation where I had to go and basically deal with a person who was dealing with a lot of trauma all the time in the middle of the game. And that was not fun. I am not at the trapper yet. It's going to be a long time. Like, we've got like a whole nother way to go before we get to the trapper. Ooh. Hello. Let's drink water. Yeah, let's drink water. Hello, water drinking. It still looks kind of dark out though. So let me take like one more hour of sleep. Wolf clipped through a closed fence gate. My heart skipped a beat. Mm-hmm. They may lead you out like the Smoky. Wait, don't fight Smoky. Where's the smoke? Where? And it is still kind of dark out. Like, how dark is it? What is happening? What is going on? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's still kind of dark out. I think we should probably go to bed for another hour. Is what I think. Also, yeah, just like one more hour, I think. Thank you, Rissa. 9:15. I think maybe one more hour will do it for us. So anyway, that's just like, that's my situation. I do not enjoy playing with people who have lots and lots of bleed. It's just, because I just have to do too much work. I just have to do way too much work, and it's not super fun for me. So I don't do it. And, that is life. There's a lot of exciting stuff in here that I am going to leave for the moment. Look, so here's the deal. I would like to try fishing because I have a quest. It's a little fishing quest. And I think if I can just try to do a little bit of fishing in my fish... Wait. Is that a wolf? Why is there a wolf out there? That's not even what I want. It's not what I want, people. I feel like I should tell you that I want to go to that little fishing hut, and I do not want to deal with a wolf. But, maybe that's just gonna be what happens. Maybe... Right? Yeah. There's blowing snow. There's a wolf. I am going to... Yeah, like, it's no good. I don't know if I can kill the bear with this, by the way. I'm a little concerned about it. Well. Wolf's gone, so that's convenient. I didn't kill it. Less convenient, because I bet wolf is tasty. Although maybe it's not. Maybe wolf is stringy. I really can't say. But I'm going to go to that hut. And I'm going to fish there. I hope. And then I'm going to... right, it's like bolt action. I need to reload, I think. But... I feel like we're going a little bit to the side, but feeling pretty good about my life. I know that Mackenzie's going to start complaining because he's a complainer. Ooh, bear would be delicious. Why don't I... Well, oh, hey, look at that. Hey, look. It's 100% frozen. I will use my pry bar. Normally you don't want to eat carnivores, but... oh, because they accumulate toxins. Ah. Oh, that's interesting. Well, that's interesting. I am going to... I'm gonna fish. I'm gonna fish because, I'm gonna fish for 2 hours. I don't know how long it takes to fish. Oh, hey, look. I got a fish. I got a fish, everybody. I got a fish. Yeah, I wanted to, I wanted to fish after, I wanted to make the fire after I fished. Well, I feel like that's probably it, right? Yeah, let's I can fish in that house, can't I? Like, I can fish in that house. I'm pretty sure I can, which is warmer than... I wonder why my heat's going up like it is. Why do you think that is? I'm going to go back into that building, into the hut, and I'm going to make a fire and cook there because I think it probably is just going to be warmer. And, just, you know, yeah. Oh, out of the wind. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I'm out of the wind. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to do all my cooking and all that stuff back in the house that's, I should be wearing gloves. I just don't think they show it in the art. You know? I think I'm wearing them. I just don't think they show in the art. And there is, look, there's a cache of goods out here somewhere that I should really go and get, but I won't do it right now. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna go and save the trapper first. Trapper MD. Actually, do you know what I'm thinking? I just have a thought that I want to know what you think. I feel like it is entirely possible that I could make it back to the trapper's place before dark, and that's where I save. And I could cook my fish there. I think it's possible. And maybe I should do that. I'm gonna eat a little bit, by the way, because, you know. Also, I'm gonna cook the fish. Just, yeah, I think I can try. I'm gonna also put this gun away for the moment, just because I walk faster without the gun out. Just, yeah. So yeah, but. Because here's the thing, gaming is personal, but if people take their games really personally, then I have to play really differently around them. And that's, that's what I do. I did a good, yeah, right? I did. I think I can do it. And then I can pick up all the stuff that I dropped off, and I'll feel great. We'll advance story, and you think I can touch the sky? Excuse me, while I touch the sky. Yeah, actually, I think we're pretty close. I think we are. I also think I should maybe save. Is also what I'm thinking. As soon as I hit the railroad tracks, that's what I think. But also, I'm also used to doing a lot of my, because I used to play a lot of D&D, where people did not care about character work at all. I'm used to doing my character work internally, so that nobody has to know about it if they're not interested in character work. So, I can do most of my character work off screen, if, and, at home, if I need to. But what's awesome is when I have players who also like doing character work, and then we can have conversations after the game is over about our characters for hours. That's my joy. If I can get that, I'm like, oof, that's what I love. But not necessarily planning, this is what I want to happen, but we're like, oh my gosh, this is what my character's thinking. What is your character thinking? Oh my gosh, what's going on? What do you think's gonna happen? I don't know. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yes, Wednesday nights after Witcher would be an example of those moments when you're like, yeah, we're gonna have a long, long conversation. By the way, there's a wolf here, and maybe I will kill it. Hello, how are you? Oh, okay, well, nope. I tried to shoot it, and okay, well, that was fun. I hacked at it. It's cool, everybody. Cool. It's great. That was awesome. I am bleeding a little bit. Yeah, great. Just a little bit of bleeding. I seem to be okay at the moment, maybe. Just got minor bruising. It's fine. It's fine. We're gonna just, Yep. In case you were wondering, I am also running out of food. And also water. And, I am going to move with a quickness. Let's hope the wolf doesn't come back. Oh, I hope it was wolf blood. Yeah. We are going to try to make our way. We just have to get to the end of this track and then head to the right. And then we should be able to get back to the trapper. And that will be a good save spot, I think. And I'm not worried you're worried. I'm not worried you're worried. Whew. Crit Twitch says, Trooper, I have to tell you, you have to quit having interesting talks. I can't concentrate on work or study when you have them. Keep being awesome. Okay, wait. Crit Twitch, what are you studying? You can't bring up studying without telling me. Also, Prax, congratulations on finishing your last exam. Congratulations. I hope it went well. But also, Crit Twitch, what are you studying? I find the idea fascinating. Also, I feel like, yeah. Oh, your last exam is tomorrow? Ooh. What is your exam on? What is it of? What is it? What is it? And are you feeling good about it? Y'all. Contracts. Ooh. That seems useful. Also, I love y'all. I think y'all are really amazing, and I appreciate y'all very, very much. I just want you to know it. In case I haven't told you recently. The base of all modern law, contracts. Look, I just want you to know that I appreciate you all very, very much. So, you know. Oh, by the way, I just realized I should reload this gun, right? This is a thing I should probably do. I don't know where the gun is, however. There it is. Okay, let me just, actions. Well, I suppose it's reloaded. Actions. Yeah, okay, well, I can't tell you. Hey, I'm not amazing. I'm astounding. Thank you. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Forgive me for disrespecting your identity as astounding. I love the word astounding. It's good. Generic. A certification. Oh. I don't have a brain like most. First off, that's not true. It is hard getting back in the groove of memory, study, memorizing. I may have a brain problem now, but I'm ignoring that for now. You know, Crit Twitch. I will tell you. First off, I would love to know a certification in what. That sounds exciting. Time is fleeting. Madness takes its toll. I will tell you, Crit Twitch. Memory is a muscle. The more you practice it, the better you get. Like when I was first memorizing lines, it would take me a while, but the more I would practice memorizing lines, the faster it would get and the easier memorizing would be. So I would just say, you know, keep at it. Don't be demoralized because you will get back in the groove. Get in the groove. Crit Twitch, you've got to prove your love to me. That's Madonna. You know, but I'm just saying that, like, you'll get there. It's you know, it's practice. It's like anything. So this is where we're headed, right here. So we just have to go this way, and we'll get there, and we will be. Yep, and thank you. Also trying to. Me too. I need to get more exercise. I also need to. I've got things. I've started a brand new list situation called Get Things Done. It's a organizational structure that I'm now starting, and I'm hoping this new list will be good for me. I still need to sweep and mop these floors. That is a situation I have not yet. Stella's lonely. She needs someone else for her group. That's true. Now you... Oh, Groove is in the Heart is so good. Groove is in the heart. The chills that you spill up my back leaves me thrilled with satisfaction yet to come. Satisfaction on that's none. I couldn't ask for another. I couldn't ask for another. It's a good song. It's not vicious or malicious, just lovely and delicious. I mean, look, the song's real good. We are going to get to this house before we close our game out tonight. It is 9:30, and we are almost there. I'm feeling good. Oh, yeah, it's not vicious or malicious, just a lovely and delicious. Yeah, right, I'm going to a safe place right now. I'm, like, working towards getting to a safe place. That is my plan. Groove is in the heart. And when I think of Groove is in the Heart, I think of Tin Roof Rusted. That line from the Love Shack. I cannot tell you why, but it is what I do. Dennis says, you know, the funny thing is that when I tell people I'm a Marine, they think I'm dumb. Ugh. Then if I save a criminal justice degree, they think I'm dumb if I say both. You know what, though? Here's the thing. Marines aren't dumb. Like, people, you know, I'm just not... That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. No, Barontor, not at all. They just find crayons tasty. I mean, I don't think a Marine's is dumb. All jokes. I think, you know, like, look. The lead singer from Delight and the blonde from the B-52s both have a beehive hair. Maybe that is it. Maybe that is it. Speaking of which, I think it would be kind of awesome if I had a wig that was a beehive hairdo, and then I had a character that also needed to have a beehive hairdo. I feel like this is a thing we're going to just keep out, ponder it, make a note of this being a possibility of me getting a beehive hairdo. I just actually also think that maybe beehive hairdos are really hard. I don't think I have the wig styling skills as of this moment to be able to really do it. You know? No, but she had a big bouffant. Maybe it's just since everyone thinks that Marines are dumb, it's just that they're dumb and Marines are geniuses. Maybe. But also, people need to, like, get over some of their stuff, is what I'm saying. All right, also, why am I smelly right now? Oh, because I have a fish on me. All right, where are we? Okay, we are almost there. We're almost there. I feel good about the fact that I'm heading back to the Trapper. I feel really good about this. This is my thought. I imagine a Cthulhu Confidential NPC with a beehive. Yes. Yes. I'm pondering this right now. Okay, there it is. There's the hut. Or we're getting closer. Yes. Oh, I love some funk or ska. Yes. What are your ska bands? Chromatic. What are your ska bands? What ska bands are your faves? What do you like? Like, are you like into Jamaican ska from the 50s? Are you like British, two-tone, like in the 70s, 80s? Are you into like American Southern California ska from the 90s? What's your ska, Chromatic? Like the diner waitress flash flow. Kiss my grits. I haven't thought about flow. Actually, it's funny. Actually, I was thinking about flow just the other day. Actually, looked it up. Jamaican. Yeah, because ska's from Jamaica, and it's from the 50s, right? Like originally, it's ska from the 50s, Jamaican, and then British youth picked it up, sort of hit Europe. Madness, that stuff, 80s, and then SoCal Sublime had its. Ooh, hey, look, there are grave markers here. Oh, I was American, but I'm sure you opened my mind as always. American ska. Yeah, so it's so we have some grave markers here. I'm gonna note. Just gonna note it. Going to note it. And yeah. Ska's Jamaican. It was before reggae. It was the genre. It was the Jamaican genre that was sort of big before reggae. And before ska, there was mento, I think. A couple different genres before. Oh, hey, a bin. What is this? Hey, everybody. Lantern fuel and rifle cartridge. Just gonna take that while we're here. Yeah, so SoCal's third wave, basically, yeah. You need to be around 20 years ago. I missed so much. Hey, guess what, everybody? We made it into this hut. Uh-oh, cutscene. Don't be dead, okay? Don't be dead. Oh, all right. I'm just going to inject you with stuff. Cool. Through your clothing. And you're fine. Awesome.
Oh, shit. Oh, that's smart.
That worked real fast.
Take it easy. Pretty banged up. Probably a bit delirious, too. I just gave you a shot of some heavy antibiotics.
Oh.
Might feel funny for a while, but it'll help. And you're gonna need some time to recover. Time?
Third wave is more East
You
Coast.
don't have time.
Yeah.
To get a message out. It's
Okay.
important.
What did I do?
You mean to your friend? Asking for medical help? Never mind that.
Yeah, that's true. It just didn't look like an epi because the needle was already out. Do you know what I mean? Like the needle was showing, and the ones that we had in the army that you didn't like, you jam and then the needle would like eject, but it wasn't like, it wasn't already there. Do you know what I mean? Like it just was, the needle just wasn't out. Like it just, the needle was out.
Military shortwave, isn't it?
It's like, yeah, they're spring loaded. Yeah.
I know a bit about radios. like any surplus I've ever seen.
Damn it.
We have to wait for the cutscene.
Parts look fine. So, whatever's wrong with the radio goes deeper than that.
Okay.
What could it be?
Everybody's dead?
Something to do with the power. Fuses. Transformers, maybe.
What do you need? What do you need
Bigger
from me?
problems to deal with first.
Okay.
The bear's out there,
Yeah.
hunting us.
Okay.
He's a smart old bastard.
You know I'm worried about you.
Keep us from getting out. Getting supplies.
Okay.
Finding help.
I see.
Eventually, he'll either get us.
You have this complicated relationship with this bear. I'm just noting that. Yeah. I have them, but you can also use epinephrine as draw. Oh. Okay. Yeah, because I had the old school ones, you know, with the army ones, where they're like, but that was actually for, y'all have to talk to him. But that was for, if we were getting chemical
Dam was
weapons,
pretty busted up, like you said.
you
The
know.
place was cracked open by the quake years ago and never
It's
recovered.
like two shots. The small one was probably like an epinephrine,
Time.
speeds up your heart rate.
Meaning?
And the other one slows it back down again so you don't die.
Back to the 60s. Industrialists from the mainland wanted to use it to power a mining town he was planning to build. But the bottom fell out of the price of coal, and he had to abandon those plans. Some fool tried to get it running again in the 80s, but then the forest talkers got involved, and that was the end of it.
I was
Pretty
trained to
sure the
only
quakes
stop
finished
bleeding
the job once and for all.
because you have to figure if there's a corpsman around, and if not, you're just dead. Yeah, no, we got the whole check for responsiveness, check for bleeding, check for breathing,
Forest talkers.
head wounds, shock,
Eco-terrorists.
fractures.
Activists, some call them. Depends on who you talk to, I guess.
It's an interesting study that military members who are trained medics have the lowest rates of
Well,
PTSD. Oh,
They've
that's
been
interesting.
active for years. They
Oh, that's interesting.
Mostly here to throw a wrench in the works for a variety of resource projects, mining, forestry mainly.
I wonder why, Scabinac.
They want Great Bear to remain a pristine wilderness.
You don't sound like you agree.
Oh, I've no love for industry. But this is the way of the world.
Well, him and Bear first met at a gay bar in the 70s. Nothing builds hate like a long-term relationship. That's fair. That's fair.
Nothing much you can do to stop it.
Well, judging by what I saw in the dam, I'd say the forest talkers are still active.
Well, that's good news for you. Keep your eyes open for supply caches they might have left behind.
Okay. Dennis, I got lucky and got the Army basic medical training, even though I was in the Marines. It's weird how different the training is. Even teachers, yeah, no, like we got really good. We got really good first aid. I mean, like we got decent first aid when I was in the Army. So like I felt pretty comfortable, and we had to
Can you tell me anything about
requalify every
where
year.
we
I felt pretty good
Well,
doing the first aid.
This whole area takes its name from Mystery Lake nearby. It's kind of a wilderness preserve, though you wouldn't know it from the logging trucks. Not much around there, apart from some lake cabins that'd be locked up for the season.
I know I was in a cutscene, Carolyn. I'm just a
Railroad
cutscene.
passes through the area. Trains come through
almost done.
once in a while.
I'm gonna have pizza.
Fewer every year. Whole area's mostly dead.
There's been some like terrible EMP thing, right?
You sound like you like it that way.
I sure do.
So,
Buddy,
still other
buddy,
people living out here?
are you okay?
You gotta understand.
Check for responsiveness.
The collapse destroyed Great Bear. There's nothing here to stay for.
See, I want to know what the collapse was.
Anyone out here? Chances are they're hiding from something. Or someone.
Interesting.
And you? Why are you here?
I have my reasons.
All right, we're gonna ask about the bear, and then I think we're done with that one.
What's
Well,
this unfinished business between
Yeah.
you
What
and
what
Bear?
happened? What happened back at the Eagle?
Me and the old bear. Every time we meet, we make a little trade.
I worry about you.
And what do you trade?
Blood.
Each other's blood, mostly.
Just telling you.
Sounds like a losing proposition.
Also
Oh, well, I'm sure it will be. For one of us.
worrisome. Oh, almost okay. Who's the woman?
The main reason I'm out here
Oh.
is I'm looking for someone.
You won't find too many people out here.
No, a friend of mine.
That's kind of the whole point.
No.
This is someone important to me.
It's my perhaps estranged wife.
She may have passed through here a few days ago. She might have been injured.
What makes you think she came through here?
You know,
She passed through the tunnel leaving Milton. But then... I'm not sure.
yeah. We're looking for a friend.
The roads from Milton don't lead this way.
That's awkward.
Wherever she's headed, you'll have to cross the mountains to find her.
More mountains.
Not an easy path, even for the most experienced outdoorsman.
It's no good.
I'll do whatever it takes.
You won't get far with that bear on the prowl.
Gonna have to
What
deal
we
with it.
need is to get my radio up and running, so we can find out what the hell is going on.
Interesting.
Maybe someone out there has seen your friend.
Maybe. Dennis says, Marine Basic, at least mine, they may do something different, but it consists of 2 weeks of physical conditioning and guns. The other is just classroom basics that you get your more advanced. Wait, Dennis, how long is Marine Basic? Army Basic is 8 weeks. How long is Marine Basic? I need to know.
The woman I'm looking for. She might be on her way to a place called Perseverance Mills.
Oof, oof, oof.
You know it?
Trying to get me stretching.
Yeah.
13 weeks.
Shit,
Because I
nothing
thought that
bad in North
Marine
Carolina.
Basic was longer, right?
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I know it.
We were on our way there, my passenger and I, when we crashed.
What's
We need to find a
MCT?
way to get there, or contact her. See if she's all right.
You sure she's alive?
Yeah,
Marine Corps
I'm
training?
sure.
MCT?
Well,
Thanks, Coldrake.
boy, I'd make some calls on the old shore.
I'm just waiting for this conversation to be
The
done.
whole area's been damn quiet since those lights in the sky. Even the wildlife's acting strange. I might have an idea.
Oh, man, coming in. Oh. Do you think I can just quit out of this conversation? I cannot. I cannot quit out of the conversation, so I have to finish it. Just so you know. I just want you to know that this is a conversation that I cannot voluntarily end.
What do you mean the wildlife's acting strange?
You live out here long enough, you get a sense for the patterns in nature.
Hmm.
Right now, the patterns are broken. Critters aren't behaving the way they should. It's like they're spooked or something. No, not spooked, but changed somehow.
Interesting.
Best way I can say it is, things don't feel right.
Trooper, you need to start saving before you go to places instead of planning to save when you get somewhere, because this keeps happening to you. This is probably true. But I feel like we're done, right?
You
Like,
said you had an idea.
we should be finished.
What do you have in mind?
And then we're gonna go. We gotta go.
Well, it's a long shot. But I may know how we can find out about your friend.
Okay.
I'm listening.
This shortwave, I use it to keep an ear open for what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we get the radio working?
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason I can see why it shouldn't be working.
Well, what about more parts? Or another radio?
I feel like there's some kind of horrible MP thing where
We
like the
might
day
find
the
another
Earth stood
radio,
still.
But I think I have a better idea.
Okay.
Problem is, it's no use with the old bear out there.
You should...
Your path to a working radio and our survival.
I feel like he's really fixated on this bear. Do you know what I mean? Like,
We have to find a way to deal with him first.
well, I'm ready. Oh, no. I'm not ready, right? So I don't say I'm ready. I just quit out the conversation right now. Right? And I come...
Okay. So we have to deal with
Oh.
the bear. But you're half dead, and rifle shots don't seem to do much.
Yeah.
So,
That's because
Just walk
the
right
old
by.
bear, he's special.
I'm worried about this guy.
I've been hunting and trapping for years, and I've shot a lot of bears.
Yeah.
I've never encountered anything quite like him. A special bear like that needs special magic to bring him down.
If the ozone layer is messed up and we're seeing huge
Magic.
aurora every night, radio's gonna be crap. This is what I'm thinking too, right,
Don't
Goldrake?
worry. I'm not delirious. I don't mean literal magic, but we need the old knowledge, the old ways.
Okay.
what do you have in mind?
There's an old story, local legend maybe, about one of the original settlers of this place, Spence. Story goes something like this. Spence shows up and sets
My
up his claim
goodness.
shanty with his young family in tow. For generations, the family had been traders in the Hudson's Bay Company. Old voyageur stock, they say. Hard people. Survivors.
I didn't think we'd have a whole nother
One
whole
day,
story.
a bear shows up and menaces the homestead. Spence takes a shot at the bear, but it doesn't seem to do anything. Bear wanders off, but Spence's wife, she takes a turn, slips into fever. For days, delirious, she screams about the bear. Local doctor can't do a thing for her, neither can the priest.
Krell won't get mad if you don't
A
speed
week
this up.
later, a hired hand goes missing, and they find him. Just a body. Ravaged.
A tradition.
Spence fears for his wife and kids.
Oh, yeah.
He's convinced some evil bear spirit is trying to kill them.
Maybe.
Revenge for some slight in the
I
past.
think Sal is hosting.
Something in the family history. Spence gets some men together for a hunting party. They go out into the muskeg and track something big for days. Eventually corner it. It's a big son of a bitch. Biggest bear they'd ever seen. Man killer. Story goes, they empty their rifles into the bear and it just walks away. Like it's made of stone. They call it the demon bear after that. Wife's dying now. Spence believes the bear's evil spirit is killing her, eating her soul. He can't get anyone to join him on another hunting party. They know rifles don't work. So he forges a spear. Like a boar spear, but bigger. From some old Hudson's Bay trapper's wisdom, apparently. He goes out into the muskeg, disappears for days, and then one morning, the wife's fever breaks,
Okay.
but nothing from Spence. Some men go out looking for him, and they find him. Half dead, blood all over him, body torn almost in two. The bear's work. The last thing he says is, "Spear stole the bear's soul. My wife is now free." And then he's gone.
So, did he kill the bear?
Nobody knows. Never found a carcass. They buried Spence, took the spear back and hung it over the mantelpiece in the Spence homestead.
Okay.
Never saw that bear. Or any other.
So I have to find the spear.
Years later, after the Spence family faded to obscurity, wealthy land baron bought the spear to hang in his hunting lodge. Just so he could tell that story, I imagine.
So, do you believe it? The story of the demon bear and the spear stealing its soul?
What? No, of course not. I might spend all my time alone in the wilderness, but I'm not crazy.
You told me the
Old
story.
Stories sometimes have truth hidden in them.
Okay.
Spence might have been superstitious, but he had the right idea. 10 inches of cold, hard steel might do what a bullet can't. I'm convinced. A spear's the way to kill that bear. And you need to get Spence's bear-killing spear if we're gonna survive the winter. The old hunting lodge is still there. A couple of days' journey south. Follow the tracks the other way, through the muskeg, and you'll find it.
All right.
If the spear's there, get it.
Okay.
It might be our best hope.
By the way, I did my wrist
And the
stretches.
radio?
I did them.
You deal with the bear, and let me worry about the radio.
Great. Don't die.
Now, let me rest.
Sure.
Good luck out there.
I'm not planning.
Watch out for our demon.
Okay, I wanted
Right.
to stay inside here for a little while longer because, you know, I'm saving. And Chapter 2, The Best Defense. Retrieve the legendary spear from the hunting lodge. Yeah, these are all a bunch of objectives, and I'm not going to do them right now. I'm going to save the game. And then I'm going to quit the game. Quitting the game, everybody. Hey, so, y'all. I did my stretches, so you know, right? I'm being very responsible because I'm a responsible person. Use a spear and a bear or shoot from a long distance. I'd vote shoot, and if it keeps coming, then spear. Yeah, I'm into that. So I want to say survival mode update available now. I don't know what any of that is. So Hey everybody! I want to thank everybody for being here with me for my game today. It was really lovely. I'm glad we were able to talk about like different play styles and all that. So let me tell you where you can find me. Normally, I host Critical Role, but I cannot do that today. Salixon is going to be hosting Critical Role, but tomorrow is Friday. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna eat food. Yes. So tomorrow's Friday, and I want to let you know that Aether's Walkway, that sci-fi game that I'm in, is on hiatus for a while. So I don't know when that's coming back. So don't worry about that. But tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern on my channel will be episode 14 of City of Light and Shadow, which will be pretty awesome. I'm excited to see what happens. The full cast is back. And then Saturday is going to be a pretty big deal. I've got 2 shows on Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern over at Table Story is the premiere of the 6-episode miniseries Midsummer Mysteries with Pumpkinberry, Bonsai Baby, Murgles, and also Draconique, and you should definitely be there. I'm very excited for that. And then from 6 to 9 will be episode 2 of the Tachyon Squadron, which is some good, and Midsummer Mysteries is like steampunk horror, steampunk creepiness. And then Tachyon Squadron from 6 to 9 over at Weave the Tale, which is some like space fighter pilot Buck Rogers excitement. And then on Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m., you can find me over at Roll For It for The Last Ditch Only War, which is a 40k game where we are playing Cavalcadre, infiltrating the city, trying to do some sabotage. So those are the 3 things you can find me in the next 3 days. And that is my life. And no Outer Worlds, because Outer Worlds is a Saturday, and 2 o'clock is the airtime, which means we have a call time of 1:30, and I can't do it. So there'll be no Outer Worlds for the next 6 weeks, I do not believe. But yeah, it's because the 2 p.m. start is a 1:30 call time, and there's no goodness there. But actually, we might get our we'll see what happens on Sunday, because Last Ditch is only 4 weeks, so we only have 3 more weeks of Last Ditch, so we'll see what happens there. But that's me, and thank you for posting the socials. We've got a Discord. You can join it if you like. You can find me at Twitter, Academic Foxhole. You can also find the Patreon at Academic Foxhole, and that Patreon is to help support pay the casts for the RPGs on my channel. And you can find me at YouTube at Trooper SJP. And I'm going to eat some food. Because it's almost 10, there won't be a raid today, but I'm going to eat some food. So everybody take care of yourselves. You're the best. And I will see you all a little bit later. I'm going to go and eat some food and then put on a blazer and get ready for a talk. So that's what I'm going to do. Take care of yourselves. I will catch you all on the flip side. Bye, everybody.